Good evening and welcome to week 4 of the Utah High School football here in the state of Utah, and it should be a good one. Rex, John Newbold and Rex Davis here with you. The Skyview Bobcats 2-1 on the season, facing the Mountain Ridge Sentinels, who are 3-0 on the season. We thank you for joining us for this Skyview Bobcat broadcast on 1390 AM, 106.9 FM, The Fan, or if you're listening online, 106.9thefan.com, or you can catch our video streaming on cashvalleydaily.com tonight. The Adams Wealth Advisors brings you that video experience. It's powered by Adams Wealth Advisors. Visit adamswealthadvisors.com to schedule time with an advisor today. So they want you to understand your family, job, hobbies, and goals to earn your long-term financial trust. But it should be a good one. Skyview coming off a big loss last week up in the Gem State as they dropped 43-6 to a really, really good Rigby, Idaho team. And Rex, they just ran into a buzzsaw last week.
Yeah, it seemed like nothing could go Skyview's way last week. And that's not to take anything away from Rigby. That's probably the most talented program we've ever had the pleasure of seeing them play. But it was just one of those days, too, where even though Skyview was doing what they wanted to do, it just would not work for them. They couldn't establish the run. They couldn't complete a pass to save their lives. It was just a really tough game for Skyview. They didn't help themselves a lot. In fact, honestly, Rigby helped them out a lot with a lot of penalties. And that's I mean, when Rigby went up 7-0, we were a little worried. Skyview comes back and hits them 7-6, and then all of a sudden, Rigby never looked back. So obviously, Skyview wants to flip the script today. But coming into this game, John, is the Mountain Ridge Sentinels, and they're a 6A school, and they're having a heck of a season so far.
Yeah, they're 3-0. Mike Mifu is the head coach there. He's in his 3rd season. He was at West Jordan before that as a head coach, and Mountain Ridge is it's their 3rd year as a high school. They're in the same region 3 of 6A. They're picked 4th in their region behind Bingham, Riverton, and Harriman. Skyview beat Harriman the first game of the season, but that's the school that Mountain Ridge split from, was Harriman. So all the publications that we read about this Mountain Ridge team, Rex, it kind of stated the same thing, that Coach Mifu thought, even though their record has been 4-16 over their first 2 years, that this 3rd year was going to be the year that they could have a breakout season. A lot of the other coaches talked about that too in the region, that Mountain Ridge could have a breakout season.
Yeah, and Coach is absolutely right. And I think a big reason for him being right on that is the big running back, number 5, Cade Uluave. Cade has 45 carries, 246 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the season. And we saw this kid pregame, John, and we were thinking to ourselves, is that a defensive lineman wearing a skill player number? But no, this is a running back in Uluave. And he is going to be a punishing back. It's going to be a heck of a test for the Skyview defense to try to bring this kid down. You have to almost try to shadow a kid like that with a kid like Kimball Jackson.
Yeah, he had a 97-yard kickoff return, too. He plays special teams. The first game, he had a 97-yard kickoff for a touchdown in their first game.
So you're telling me he's not just big, he has wheels, too.
Yes, he does. He is their leading rusher on the season. 45 carries for nearly 250 yards and 4 touchdowns. And so it's going to be one of those things, when they're a new school, they don't have the depth the first couple of seasons. But listen to this. They run a spread offense. They return 6 starters on offense, but on defense, and they run multiple defenses, but they return 8 starters. So you're looking at a program in their 3rd year where they're 3-0 now. They're having a lot more success than they've had the first 2 seasons, and they're looking to keep that momentum going forward as they will face a high-powered Westlake team next week. But this Mountain Ridge team, they're averaging 44 points a game and only allowing 20 points. And to put that in perspective, across all divisions here in the state of Utah, they are number 3 in scoring offense behind Timpanogos at 53 points a game and Corner Canyon at 49.
Just a little school called Corner Canyon.
Never heard of them.
Yeah.
So, again, we're getting closer to kickoff. John Newbold, Rex Davis here with you on 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, and also video streaming on CashValleyDaily.com. We're going to hear a conversation that we caught up with Coach Hal. We're going to listen to that, and then we'll take our first break after the coaches' comments here on pregame. And these coaches' comments are brought to you by Les Olson Company. Did you know Les Olson Company offers free IT security awareness training? Stop threats before they become a problem. Get your free network assessment at lesolson.com. Bringing you these comments where we caught up with Coach Hal pregame.
Week 4 of the high school football season. We're here pregame with Coach Hal, and then Coach took a trip up to Rigby, Idaho, had a rough outing. You as coaches needed to look at yourselves and see how you could do things differently to put the kids in positions to make plays. What did you do differently this week in practice? Was there anything that you guys looked at in particular?
Yeah, absolutely. We, as I mentioned, I think to you on Friday, that every year is different and every team needs different things. And, sometimes you take some of that stuff for granted. And we felt like one of the things that we've had the last couple of years is, we had kids that were, 2 and 3 year starters. And not that we don't have some of those kids now, but we just have some more inexperienced kids, we feel like. And so we kind of revamped the way that we practiced, and we spent a lot more time in the film room this week to try and make sure that we could identify some tendencies and certain keys that allow our guys to be in the right spot. We didn't necessarily change much schematically. Our schemes are sound and they work and they're proven and our kids understand them. Like, it's not, we're not hitting the panic button by any means, but what we are trying to do is put our kids in a better position to be successful and give them the understanding and the depth and knowledge that they can be able to execute our game plan the way it should be executed.
Well, we've talked all season about how tough your preseason has been, and that's what you guys wanted, and that's how you scheduled it. You've got another tough contest against Mountain Ridge tonight. They're in the same region as Harriman. They've got a do-it-yourself all guy in number 5. Talk about what he brings to the table and how hard he is to defend.
Yeah, he's a really, really good player. He's a big, strong, good-looking kid. He's actually really similar to the Bonneville kid, I feel like, really similar to the big kid from Rigby last week, and even, the big, strong kid from Harriman. So we've seen specific techniques to get a little bit lower on those big guys so that they're not breaking so many tackles. But he does create some issues. We have to know where he is. But most of all, we just have to play ball and get to the right spot and finish once we get there.
Well, Coach, we'll just ask you, we always ask for a couple keys to the game. What is it going to be tonight for your Bobcats?
I think we need to really establish a run game. That's something we haven't done a great job of offensively. Establish that run game, which and there's no mystery there. And so I think that's important. The other thing I think that's critical for us is, from a defensive perspective, is to not give up any big plays. To bend but not break, kind of get back to what's made us good on defense, and create some turnovers. So hopefully we'll respond the way that we need to respond after last week. I'm really excited to watch these kids play after that.
Coach, appreciate your time. We'll see you after the game.
All right, thank you.
At Cache Valley Auto Care, you'll find all the expertise you need to take care of your car, from advanced diagnostics and major repairs to oil changes, tires, brakes, and maintenance. You can count on Cache Valley Auto Care to tell you what needs fixing now and what stuff can wait. So whether your check engine light just went on or it's time for an oil change, now is the time to head over to Cache Valley Auto Care. Because when your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care, behind Home Depot on 200 East, 1175 North.
This is the season to stock up on oil and filters. It's the Fall Napa Gold Filter Sale at all 5 Cache Valley Napa Auto Parts stores. Napa Synthetic Blend Oil, $1.99 a quart. Seafoam Fuel Additive, $5.99 a can. Napa 15W40, $9.99 a gallon. Chevron Delo 15W40, $11.99 a gallon. These specials and a whole lot more during the Napa Gold Filter Sale now through September 15th at your 5 locally owned Preston to Providence Napa Auto Parts stores.
Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
Welcome back to Skyview High School. The Skyview Bobcats and the Mountain Ridge Sentinels are getting ready as the Skyview Bobcats are on the field as we're getting closer to kickoff here in Smithfield. The Skyview Bobcats 2-1 on the season. Mountain Ridge 3-0 as we're getting ready for the national anthem. And we're going to keep it here. We've got someone on the field, a Skyview student who is, him, Rex.
Jackson Davis is down there. I think he's going to shred this guitar for the national anthem.
So we'll let you listen in on this. Well, he's trying to get his amp working down there. We heard him in pregame warming up, and he was shredding it like you mentioned, but for whatever reason it's not working now. That's how it always goes, though. Unfortunately, you can practice all you want and it sounds perfect, and then once the lights are on, then sometimes
something has to go wrong. That's just part of live music. That's part of guitars, amps, extension cords. I mean, there's so many areas where this can go wrong here. So you feel for Jackson too, because he's sitting out there thinking, "Man, I just want to play this guitar right now."
It's kind of like a kicker, probably. You're sitting there, and
icing
the kicker here. So I think they've got it figured out now. We'll see as they're getting back to it.
Icing the guitarist.
Okay, There it goes. Okay, we'll be quiet again. Here's your national anthem.
Oh. He's in and out. Let's see. Got another technical difficulty here, John.
Well, again, this matchup as we're getting ready for the national anthem, the Skyview Bobcats coming into this game, like we mentioned, they had a rough outing last week in Idaho. They're looking to. They had their 26-game winning streak broken last week, and they had 62 straight games where they had scored in double figures, and that was also erased. They're trying to go, they haven't lost 2 games back to back. You have to go back to October of 2016 where they were in 5A. They lost 2 games in a row back in October of 2016. They lost to Roy 27-21 and then Fremont 42-28. That's the last time the Skyview Bobcats had lost 2 straight games. So,
sorry, John, I'm going to fight the computer here for a second.
So we're having issues on our computer, too.
We got issues on the computer for our stream. We got issues with the guitar on the field. Looks like we might have it going.
All right. So.
was Jackson Davis playing our national anthem for us. That's a great way to get the game started, John.
Well, there it is. The Skyview Bobcats are on the field. The pep band is in the north end zone there in the back of the end zone, and the Skyview Bobcats captains are there. And Mountain Ridge, the Sentinels, they were right at the gate. They were trying to come onto the field right as the national anthem started, so they're not quite over to their sideline. But should be a great game as the Skyview Bobcats and the Mountain Ridge Sentinels getting ready to battle tonight.
And John, out there as a captain, Kimball Jackson, Reed Wild, senior automatic Kaysen Erickson, and a big addition to the team this week, John, Truman Moser, number 4, is back out on the field.
Yeah, Truman Moser, he's wearing a big brace on his right leg. He actually hurt an injury, a skiing injury over the winter, and he's back on the field and dressed for the first time. So we'll see. I'm sure that they'll kind of watch that.
Yeah.
We'll see how many carries he's got for the Skyview Bobcats tonight. The Skyview Bobcats in their blue jerseys, those light baby blue jerseys with white numerals and white pants and their matte black helmet there. We need to get a picture of the new decal on the side of their helmet. We haven't quite done that for you, but we need to do that. The Sentinels in white jerseys, their road jerseys with red numerals, and those jersey updates or uniform check is by Logo Shop. They sponsor the uniform check. When it's time to make your team look good, call the Logo Shop. Whether your team is on the field or in the workplace, it's the Logo Shop bringing you the uniform check here on CashValleyDaily.com for the video stream, or 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan if you're listening, or you can download the 106.9, the app, the Fan app as well, or you can listen online at 1069thefan.com. And it is a programming note. If you want to continue to listen to football tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. for the pregame, it's college football will be on the air starting at 10 o'clock, the pregame at 9:30 right here on The Fan.
There's a lengthy discussion being had out there between the head referee and the both teams out there, John.
Probably the longest one we have. There's the coin. He tosses it up in the air, and it hits the turf. They pick it up. Looks like Skyview's won. They're going to defer. So Skyview won the coin toss. They will defer, and they will be kicking off to the Sentinels to start things off. We'll see which direction and side of the field each team goes. Looks like Skyview will be kicking to the south. But the one thing you can see right away, and we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier in our pregame Rex, is, I mean, with this 6A school of Mountain Ridge, generally, the higher you get in the classifications, you generally see bigger players, and that's the first thing that stands out when you see these Sentinels down on the football field is just how big they are, and I'm guessing in the trenches they're going to be a lot bigger than Skyview, but that's not the first time, as you heard Coach Howell talk about in the pregame.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been the story for this season, I feel like, John. It feels like every single week we're talking about how big, how strong, and how fast the other team is, but I mean, Skyview is a force to be reckoned with. Even though they took that big loss last week, this is still a pretty storied program over the last couple of years, and they're going to come out here and give this 6A school in Mountain Ridge everything they can handle.
So the Skyview Bobcats run from the south end zone with the American flag, the state flag, and that Skyview Bobcat black flag that they run to the center of the field, and they are getting ready and pumped up on the sidelines as the Bobcats will be kicking to the south, going left or right on your radio dial to get things started. It's a beautiful night here in Smithfield. Last week in Rigby, it was a cool night, but it was super breezy. There's not any kind of wind out there at all tonight, Rex.
Yeah, and I think that played a little factor in the game, too, that wind, because Erickson was not able to punch that thing into the end zone. It felt like Erickson was kicking into the wind the entire night. And he's a valuable weapon as a kickoff specialist. So see here on the home field with little to no breeze, I would expect Erickson to be able to punch this thing into the end zone here.
Well, 75 degrees we're going to go with here at kickoff in Smithfield, but it feels a lot cooler than that as the shadows start to come over the field already from the press box. So Erickson's about to kick off, and deep for the Sentinels, we'll see number 6 and number 24, Xander Herrera, and also Chase Leituwana. And I know I butchered that. But I tried my best, and that's an A for effort. As Erickson gets it underway, he boots it up, and that thing is what we're used to seeing as it goes out of the end zone, and Mountain Ridge will start this game at their own 20-yard line.
It might have even took a hop and went over the uprights. That was a high hop off that kickoff. But, okay, so let's see now, John. Okay, we know they have a big running back, right? We know that Cade Uluave is just a powerhouse running back. Let's see how this Skyview defense responds starting this game, coming out against the big back right off the bat.
6'1" quarterback is Aiden Helm. He's in shotgun, and he's got Uluave on his left hip. And he takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's going long. He's got a man out there, and it is picked off by Sundstrom at the midfield. Jackson Sundstrom, his second interception of the season.
What a play by Jackson Sundstrom. He drops back in coverage, and he was just watching the quarterback the entire time. He just played like a center fielder, like that was a fly ball, and he's playing the outfield. He just went over there and caught it. Nice play by Jackson Sundstrom. And wow, what a way to come out there and answer the toll right off the bat. You think this team isn't inspired after getting it handed to him last week? Jackson Sundstrom, INT for the Bobcats.
So they're going to start at the Mountain Ridge 48-yard line. 11:54, no score. Backfield for Zollinger. He's got three receivers to the left, two to the right. Reed Wild comes in motion, fly sweep. He's going left to right. He's got some room. He gets outside, gets a block. He's up to the 40, the 35 before he's bounced out of bounds. What a great block by number 7.
It's Cole Watterson, John. I was just holding my hands up because I couldn't quite contain myself. Cole Watterson took out 2 players, one of which was Uluave, the running back slash linebacker. Huge play by Cole Watterson to go deliver that block and spring his teammate.
Up the plays, someone had to come out of the game. It looks like Mountain Ridge, they're sending number 4 out of the game. So Wild on a fly sweep gets 13 yards, and Coach Howell wanted to get that rushing game going. So on the right hash, no score, 11:46 on the clock. Zollinger sends Reed Wild out of the backfield. Now he's going to pass it out to Wild on the left side. He's up to the 45. He's got positive yards and gets bumped out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Man, what an amazing difference a week can make for this offense of Skyview. Just 2 plays in. So big block on that play was by Kimball Jackson.
So from the 35 to the 30, a 5-yard gain on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 on that little swing pass. So empty backfield, 2nd and 5. Zollinger in shotgun, 11:40 on the clock. Opening drive for Skyview after they got the interception. High snap, Zollinger snags it. Now the pocket breaks down. He's going to run. Doesn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage, so it will be a sack, a loss of 1.
Yeah, not a lot. I mean, as soon as you're a quarterback and the ball gets snapped over your head like that, even if you catch it like Zollinger did, it kind of throws your timing off. So Zollinger just wasn't quite in sync, didn't have time to make any reads, and just had to try to get something out of nothing there.
11:18 on the clock now. The clock should be running. It is no score. It's 3rd down and about 6. Big down for the Bobcats at the 31. They need to get to about the 25 for the first down. Zollinger sends Wild out of the backfield. He throws on a slant, complete for the first down, and he's got more to the 25, and a face mask. No call, though. They ripped him at the helmet. That was Davis Hall across the 20. The ref's letting him play. That's a 12-yard pass play for the first down.
Nice catch, nice hands catch by Davis Hall, able to get out into a little crease there, and he delivered a bit of a blow himself there, John. He threw a stiff arm at the defender. Yeah,
he caught the ball. He turned and just kind of made a move to the outside, Rex, and he got downfield to the 19. We're going to mark it at the 19 for 1st and 10 Bobcats. Knocking on the door inside the red zone now. On the right hash, Zollinger takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Wild. He's got some room. Oh, great. That was Uluave there as he helps Wild up. If he doesn't make that tackle, Wild's gone. He had a lot of green on that left side.
Yeah, he had so much room to run, but Uluave just makes a great play for Mountain Ridge there to bring Reed Wild down. You imagine Reed's eyes had to have got huge when he saw all that grass in between him and the end zone.
Yeah, he went on that left side. Kimball Jackson leading the way on the blocking. The ball's in the middle of the field, 2nd and 8 at the Mountain Ridge 17. No score, 9:55 on the clock. 2 receivers to the left. He's going to hand it off. He's got some room. Wild breaks free. He breaks a tackle inside the 10, down to the 7, and there's a penalty marker back at the line of scrimmage. This one might be coming back. That's in the usual spot for holding. We'll see. It's right on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the ref signaled holding while he was talking to another official there.
Okay, so the Reed Wild run gets all the way down to the 8-yard line. It would have been a 9-yard gain for a first down, but instead it will be a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage where it's a spot foul, but it's right at the line of scrimmage. It will knock it all the way back to the 29. So a big penalty there. The Bobcats have done pretty good the first 3 games as far as not getting penalties, but that one's a hold on Skyview. So clock is set for play, 2nd down and long for the Bobcats. The ball is placed at the 28-yard line. Zollinger in shotgun. He's back to pass. He throws. He gets hit. He's got Sundstrom out there. Incomplete. He threw it 2 yards ahead of him, but Zollinger had to let that go as Uluave shows some great sportsmanship because he's, I believe, the defender who cut him in half right when he threw it.
Yeah, and I like that call, though, and I like that ball by Zollinger. Test these guys. Sundstrom has been the deep threat this season. Just let him keep running those go routes and test this Mountain Ridge defense.
So you're looking at 3rd and 18 right now for the Bobcats. 9:30 on the clock, no score. Sundstrom with the interception. Jackson Sundstrom, not Dan, that's his dad. Jackson Sundstrom with the interception at midfield, and so that's how the Bobcats have the ball. Right now, you're looking at a long field goal for Erickson, who's not attempted one. This ball is on the right hash. Watterson in motion. Now he comes out of the backfield. Zollinger sets up the screen. It's complete to Wild. Breaks one tackle, but he's tackled from behind inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line. It will be a short gain of 4.
Yeah, and that's well within Erickson's range, so you definitely want to send him out there, especially after the takeaway. Go out and see if you can get a chance to put some points on the board.
So it will bring up 4th down and 15 from the ball. The line of scrimmage is the 24. They're going to place it down. Davis Hall is the holder on the right hash, and this will be about a 41-yarder for Erickson from the right hash, and it's a false start.
Man.
Davis Hall asked for the snap. It didn't come back, and one of the linemen moved, and so it will knock it back 5 yards. It will be now back to a 46-yard attempt is what you're looking at now.
Yeah, that was just not a great play there by Kendrick Summers. He just got a little too excited to get out of his break.
So 8th play of the drive, 8:51 on the clock, no score. Setting up for the field goal. Line of scrimmage is the 29. They snap it back. The hold is down. The kick is on the way by Erickson, and it is no good. It's short. So Erickson's first attempt this season, and he misses it, but it got into the end zone, so the ball will be placed at the 20, but a 46-yarder is no good, and that penalty hurt him because it had enough length.
Yeah.
For the 41-yarder.
Exactly. You just took the words out of my mouth, John. And how crucial was that penalty? Because that, like you said, that very literally just took 3 points off the board. A simple mistake is something as so simple as standing up just a little too early just cost Skyview 3 points.
So Mountain Ridge holds defensively. A good hold there to hold the Bobcats. 8:37 on the clock. Their second drive, they hand it off. It's not Uluave on the right side. A big hole. Missed tackle, and then a big burst for 10 or 11 yards for the first down. That was number 30, Rex.
Yeah, I was hoping you would have to say it. It's a Samisi Kini, the running back there for Mountain Ridge.
So Kini, they actually marked his knee down. It's 9 yards. It looked like 10 to me, so they mark him down at the 29. It's really not. It's like half a yard. So 2nd down and about half a yard. Shotgun formation for the quarterback. Takes the snap. He's back to pass. Throws it out here, a long out pass, and it is complete. That was a long throw. He threw from the right hash all the way to the sideline to Sublette, the 5'11" receiver.
Yeah, and just like you said, John, man, that ball had to travel a long ways to just get a couple of yards of positive play there.
No score. 4-yard pass play there brings up 1st and 10. So clock continues to run under 8 minutes in the opening quarter. No score. Second possession for Mountain Ridge. They've got 2 men in the backfield with the quarterback. He's going to hand off to Uluave, and he's up the middle. Got about 3 or 4 yards up the middle.
Yeah, big tackle there by number 2, Kason Spackman. Uluave had a full head of steam there, but Spackman able to get his legs there.
We'll give him 5 yards. So The Sentinels, on their first play, they tried to throw downfield. Sundstrom intercepted the ball. Helm, the quarterback, is in shotgun. He's got Uluave in the backfield with him. Sends 3 receivers to the left side. He's going to hand off to Uluave on the right side. He's got a lot of room to the 40, the 45, and Cole Watterson with the tackle at the 47. Otherwise, Uluave, with his speed, is probably down the sideline.
Off to the races. What a tackle by Cole Watterson. I'm telling you, John, number 7, Cole Watterson, he's on the bottom left of your screen there. If you're watching on CashValleyDaily.com, that kid is a football player. What a tackle there to make that play on Uluave.
So 10-yard rush, 5th play of the drive that started at their own 20, 6:52 on the clock, no score. Second drive for Mountain Ridge. Helm back to pass in shotgun. Now he's flushed out. He goes up the middle, and he's tackled by the linebacker, Reed Wild. He couldn't find anything downfield, and that pocket broke down, so he just tucked it and ran.
Really sound tackling by the Bobcats so far. We haven't seen any big explosive hits, just clean tackles out of Skyview, and that's what you want if you're a defensive coach. You want to see these kids making tackles like that.
Well, especially after last week where Coach Howell didn't feel like their tackling was that good up in Rigby. So 2nd down and 4 from the Skyview 46. Mountain Ridge driving. The blitz is on. Handoff in the backfield, and nice job. The blitzer came through and made the tackle in the backfield with Keeney, I believe, that was the ball carrier.
I love Cam Carling, John. When this kid checks into the ball, you remember when Reed Wild was an underclassman?
Yeah.
And every time he checked in the game, he just made plays. Cam Carling is a junior linebacker, but man, I feel like the kid just flies to the ball. He's a good linebacker for Skyview.
So 3rd down and 6 now, back at the 48, back to pass. Helm throws to, it's complete on a swing pass, and he gets upfield. Did he come close to the sticks there? It's on the opposite side of the field, so I can't see where they marked him out. He did get up to the 40 for the first down. 8-yard gain. He needed 6. He got 8 on that little swing pass to Keeney.
Yeah, big methodical drive here for the Sentinels of Mountain Ridge. They're just they're doing what they want right now, it seems like.
Yeah, they got down to the Skyview 40, 1st and 10. Clock continues to run down to 5:19. No score. Second drive for Mountain Ridge. Helm in shotgun. Takes a snap. He's back to pass. And the pocket breaks down, but he goes forward, and he's tackled by big 61, or is that 51?
I got 61, Connor Dean for the sack, which is another sophomore.
And that's going to be a loss, actually, Rex. I thought he got back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a 1-yard loss there.
Oh yeah, let's give Dean a sack on the play for sure. Connor Dean, this sophomore class has got to be very exciting if you're a Skyview fan.
2nd and 11 now, back at the 41 of Skyview. 2 men. They move to the wide side of the field. Helm to back to pass. It's high. It is incomplete off the hands of the receiver on a slant pattern, and now a penalty marker. It's going to be an illegal man downfield is the linesman. And remember, that's a point of emphasis this season, Rex.
That was hard to get out. Yes, it is, John. They're going to call it every time. One of your offensive linemen leaves the line of scrimmage. They're going to call that every single time.
So does Coach Hal back him up, or does he not? It's a 5-yard penalty, so they do back him up.
That play was just off timing, too, because I think Helm caught the ball not exactly how he wanted to, and he knew it was a quick hitter play, so he had to get rid of it fast.
So 2nd down again. It's going to be 2nd down. The ball is at the 46-yard line, so it's 2nd and 16, I believe. 4:39 on the clock, no score. Helm in shotgun. This is on the left hash. He's got 3 receivers. Now one goes in motion to the right side. Takes the snap. He's back to pass. Blitz is on. Throw complete. And tackled short of the first down, but they got about 8 yards. They'll bring up 3rd and manageable here.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Davis Hall. I just really like the tackling tonight, John. Maybe that's the safety in me, but just picture perfect tackling by the Bobcats tonight.
4:27 on the clock. 3rd and 7 for Mountain Ridge. No score. Second drive for Mountain Ridge. They're at the Skyview 37. 3rd and 7. Helm in shotgun again. He takes the snap. He's going to pass. He throws. It's complete to the tight end down the middle, and it's complete. Great recognition by Helm. He saw the blitz come off the right side, and so he just dumped it off down the seam to the tight end.
Yeah, and you don't know if that's an option there or what, but he just hurries and dumps it right over the line of scrimmage as the tight end's just streaking down the middle of the field, left wide open by the linebackers for Skyview. And, man, Mountain Ridge is marching.
18-yard pass play down to the 19 of Skyview. 11th play of the drive. Skyview gave up 2 12-play drives to Rigby last year, scoring drives. 2 running backs in the backfield with him. Kinney goes in motion. They hand off to Uluave. He goes out to the right side. He's got the room to the 10, the 5. He dives for the end zone. Did he step out? Or did he get in? He dove for the pylon.
He's out at the 1.
So from the 19, an 18-yard rushing play, and it's 1st and goal at the 1-yard line for Mountain Ridge. And 12th play of this drive coming up. So the Bobcats get the turnover on the first play of the game when Mountain Ridge threw an interception, and then this drive started at their own 20. And they've taken 5 minutes off the clock. Helm in shotgun, takes a snap. Uluave up the middle, dragging a defender into the end zone, and he gets across the plane, I believe. No, they're going to say his knee was down.
Wow. I feel like he reached that thing out, but
they say that his knee was down at the 1, so no gain. 2nd and goal. Good job by the defense for Skyview to hold Uluave out. He's a big boy. We don't have his height and weight, but the junior he's got speed. And he's big. Clock down to 3:08. 2nd and goal from the 1. Hellman shotgun. Takes a snap. He's going to hand off to Uluave up the middle again. He dives in this time. No doubt about that one. So with 3 minutes on the clock, it's going to be the Sentinels 6, Skyview nothing, pending the extra point. So the 1-yard rushing TD by Uluave.
There's just not a whole lot you can do defensively if you're Skyview either. Just being a couple inches out with a back like Uluave, even with big Dylan Evans in the middle, not much you can do.
Snap is back, kick is on the way, and it is good. So with 3 minutes on the first quarter clock, it's 7 for the Sentinels, 0 for the Bobcats. We'll take a 30-second break and be back right after this. Welcome back to Skyview High School. Mountain Ridge draws first blood on a 13-play drive that started at their own 20 that took over 5 minutes off the clock, and they score from a 1-yard out to take a 7-0 lead with 3 minutes on the first quarter clock. Mountain Ridge to kick off, going to the north. They kick it away. It's a high one. It will go into the end zone, and it will be a touchback for Skyview. They'll start at their own 20. Rex, we have some score updates. These score updates brought to you by Guild Mortgage. Google Karen at Guild Mortgage or call 435-294-2480.
Yeah, Green Canyon currently up on Morgan 14-0 with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. We also have Bear River 6, Box Elder 0, and that game's moving kind of quick. There's only 36 seconds left in the first quarter of that one.
Both of those teams, Box Elder and Bear River, like to grind it out.
Yeah.
They're both running teams. That's their forte, or their
both searching for a win too.
Yeah, Mountain Crest beat Box Elder last week 20-7. So Skyview starts 1st and 10 from their own 20. Ball in the middle of the field. 2 receivers to each side. Running back on the right hip of Zollinger. Back to pass. He throws an out route. It's incomplete. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, timing off a little bit on that one. Aiming for Davis Hall on the near sideline here to us, but unable to connect with him was Zollinger.
Was that? Okay, so it was Reed Wild in the backfield. We saw, like we mentioned in the pregame, Truman Moser was one of the captains. He's dressed tonight. This would be his first action. We haven't seen him out on the field yet. We might have missed him, but Reed Wild's in the backfield with Zollinger on 2nd and 10. And they draw Mountain Ridge across for an offsides. So second penalty, I believe, on Mountain Ridge will give Skyview 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, that's Skyview football right there. First down doesn't work. On 2nd down, we'll come back at you and try to get you to jump.
2nd and 5 from the 25, their own 25. Sundstrom, the lone receiver, out to the east side of the football field. Handoff up the middle to Wild. He breaks free for a second, but then he's wrapped up and taken down near the first down marker. He's right at the 29, so we'll bring up 3rd and 1. He needed 5. He got 4 yards on second down.
He wasn't quite able to get out of the grasp of Tanner Ramirez, the linebacker for Mountain Ridge.
So clock to 2:30 in the first quarter, 7-0 Mountain Ridge. 3rd and 1 Skyview. Zollinger in shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to the west, to the Skyview sideline. He's got Sundstrom all alone on that left side. Ball is closer to that left hash. Going left to right on your radio dial. Zollinger takes a snap. He hands off to Wild up front. Oh, he trips, but he does get enough for the first down. He saw the hole on the right side, Rex. He was going left, and then as he planted to come right, he just tripped.
Yep, absolutely. And luckily it was enough to move the chains, though, so you don't have to try to risk anything here.
Yeah, he needed one. And because of his momentum going forward, he had a huge hole on that right side. He tripped and fell over the 30-yard line to the 31. So 1st and 10 Skyview. 3 receivers to the right. 1 to the left. That's Sundstrom all alone. Watterson is in the slot with the 3 receivers. Wild goes to the left hip of Zollinger. Clock continues to run down to 1:35. And Zollinger keeps it. He faked the handoff, ran up the middle, and he took a pop.
Yeah, he took a big shot there from Ramirez, the senior linebacker for Mountain Ridge.
So from the 31, they're going to mark him at the 34, a 3-yard rush on the read zone option there.
Yeah, if you're Zollinger, you're not wanting to take another shot like that.
5th play of the drive coming up. Clock down to 1:10. This started at their own 20-yard line. It's up to the 34 for Skyview. 2nd down and 7 from their own 34. 7-0 Mountain Ridge. Shotgun takes a snap. Complete to Davis Hall. Trying to make a move. He does. He breaks it outside to the 40. Gets some blocks. Oh, he just can't get away. He had the sideline, Rex, but he got grabbed and thrown down by Chase
Liatua.
Liatua. That's better than I would have said it, so go ahead. So he gets up to the 42-yard line, an 8-yard pass play. Davis Hall, some shifty moves. Got the first down. So 6th play of the drive coming up. 1st and 10 at the 42 of Skyview. They try to draw Mountain Ridge off sides. The nose tackle didn't break the plane, they said, of the line of scrimmage. Clock down to 25 seconds. This will probably be the last play of the first quarter. Sends Kimball Jackson across the formation. Zollinger is going to take it. He hands off to Wild, and he goes up, and he is smacked down after a 1-yard gain up to the 43 as the clock rolls down below 10 seconds in the quarter.
That defensive line is just extremely stout for Mountain Ridge, and that's kind of been the story all season, John.
So as the first quarter ends, they'll switch sides. It's Mountain Ridge 7, Skyview nothing. We'll be back for the second quarter after this break here on The Fan.
Jessup Insurance and Retirement Services. Let us guide you.
Jessup Insurance has a local office with professionals that understand all the Medicare plans available to Utah and Idaho citizens. They simply make Medicare understandable at no additional cost. Call Jessup Insurance 435-213-3200 or Google Jessup Insurance.
Jessup Insurance and Retirement Services. Let us guide you.
It's back to school time. You're getting the clothes and the supplies, but don't forget the haircut. The students at New Horizons Beauty College are trained in all the latest trends and techniques. Plus, New Horizons has great prices on the products to help you maintain that new look, like Redken, Matrix, Biolage, and Bricado. All services performed by students and closely supervised by licensed instructors. Oh, hey, they're also enrolling for fall classes right now. Create your own individuality at New Horizons Beauty College in Logan.
3rd down and 9 to start the second quarter for the Bobcats from their own 43-yard line. Zollinger in shotgun on 2nd down. He's going to take it. He throws. He's got a man. Kimball Jackson complete to the 35, the 30, trying to break a tackle, and he's brought down at the 25-yard line. Kimball Jackson running free on the right side.
Man, it was almost kind of a mirror play to what Mountain Ridge did to get their big gain to the tight end. They just slip him straight down the middle. Zollinger bobbled the snap on the play, but it didn't throw him off of rhythm. He was still able to throw a strike to Kimball Jackson.
33-yard pass play to Jackson. brings up first down for the Bobcats at the 24 of Mountain Ridge. Shotgun for Zollinger on 1st and 10. Ball's on the right hash. He's got one receiver to the right side, two to the left. Kimball Jackson offset there on the left side. He takes the snap. Zollinger back to pass. He throws to Sundstrom. He has him out there in the end zone, and he overthrows him. Sundstrom beat his man in the end zone. Zollinger's got to put that ball on him.
Oh, he barely missed, though, John. I mean, you want him to miss long rather than short, but, man, the way Sundstrom keeps blowing past defenders, I'm surprised they haven't cheated a safety over to his direction, because if Jackson Sundstrom wants to run a go route, he's beating his man.
Well, you got to give your receiver a chance. Zollinger just missed him in the end zone. 2nd and 10. Bobcats at the 24 of Mountain Ridge on 2nd and 10. Zollinger barks out the cadence, but nobody jumps, so he looks to the sideline to Coach Brant Reese, the offensive coordinator. Same formation. Well, actually, 3 receivers left. Zollinger looking. He throws again. Same play to Sundstrom. He's in the end zone and it's in and out of his hands. The defender was closer this time. They ran the exact same play. Well, different formation a little bit, but
right.
Same play.
The same idea, though, man. Sundstrom on a go route, and again, Sundstrom beats his man. That ball by Zollinger, much better, and I think Sundstrom's got to find a way to come down with that thing. Sundstrom's got great hands. He can make that catch.
Well, in that time, just like we said the play before, or at least I did, Zollinger, you have to give your receiver a chance.
Yeah.
That time he did, and Sundstrom didn't pull it in. So 3rd and 10 for the Bobcats. 3 receivers to the left. 1 to the right, that's Sundstrom. Watterson in the slot on the left side. Running back on the right hip is Zollinger. Back judges counting for a delay of game. Zollinger gets the play off. He throws. It's complete to Watterson. He's going to go to the right side from the left. He went east and west instead of north and south, and he gets pulled down at the 20. So a 4-yard pass play on the 10th play of the drive there.
And while he's running east and west, too, he did have a bit of a chance. So Jackson Sundstrom on the play comes back to lay a block for Watterson, but just wasn't quite right there. So here comes out Erickson for another field goal attempt. I like this idea here by the Skyview coaching staff.
So on the right hash, it's the line of scrimmage is the 20. They're setting up for the field goal at the 27. So a 37-yard field goal attempt. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is on the way. This one looks good, and it is good from 37 yards out, and the first field goal of Automatic Erickson's season. He's 1 of 2 as he drains it from 37 yards out. We'll take a 30-second break and be back right after this.
Important to make an impression. Call on the Logo Shop. They specialize in designing and customizing your logo onto t-shirts, golf shirts, jackets, and hats. Your logo will look great on name brand apparel from Nike, Travis Mathew, OGIO, North Face, Under Armour, and Carhartt. The Logo Shop can put your logo on literally thousands of items: pens, water bottles, mugs, travel accessories, outdoor gear like Yeti coolers. Call on the Logo Shop and check out the possibilities.
The Logo Shop, the logo stuff, the Logo Shop.
So welcome back to Skyview after a 37-yard field goal by Erickson. It's 10:34 on the clock. It's 7-3, Mountain Ridge with the lead.
Clutch kick by Erickson, too. What a way to respond. He was a little short on the last kick. Decides, you know what, I'm going to drive this thing well past the goalpost. Plenty of leg on that by Erickson. Punches it through. And yeah, you're still losing the game 7-3, but just getting some type of reward off of a drive like that is worth it for your offense.
Well, since they missed the last one, the last field goal, it's good that they got that one in. That was a longer one last time. So Erickson to boot it away, and he kicks it off. This one's going in the end zone. I'm not even going to watch, Rex.
you just keep tweeting the score there, John, because, yeah, that thing almost cleared out the back of the end zone.
Well, as soon as he kicked it, you could just see the power behind it going into the south, and I was like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I think he was probably a little juiced after kicking that 37-yard field goal there.
So Mountain Ridge does have the lead, and they just scored on a 13-play drive. Mountain Ridge did the last time they had the ball. So Skyview's defense, they've got to do something about that to keep them off. They had a hard time getting off the field last week defensively on 3rd downs. So Mountain Ridge 1st and 10 from their own 20. He's back to pass. Helm throws behind the receiver and incomplete. He kind of when he was rolling out to the right side, Helm kind of like, I don't know, he didn't really fumble it, but it just looked like he didn't have the ball the way he wanted it. Rex.
Yeah, maybe you could describe it as a bit of a bobble as
Sure.
he was kind of adjusting it, but he just wasn't in sync with his receiver, which was Horrocks on the play.
Yeah, it was just came out weird, so it was behind. Oh, Skyview's not even lined up. They run the second play down. Kini breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. He leans forward for about 4 yards. We'll give him 4 up to the 24. Kini with a 4-yard rush up the middle.
Yeah, good tackle on the play by Kimball Jackson. Defensive line working hard, even though they were out of position.
Yeah, they were still moving guys around.
Still able to make a nice play there on defense.
7-3 Mountain Ridge. They lead. 10:08 on the clock. Mountain Ridge ball. Crowd trying to make some noise on 3rd and 6 from their own 24. Helm in shotgun. He takes a snap. He's back to pass. Now the pocket breaks down. He's going to roll out to the left side. Helm running. He's got the jets, and he gets upfield and out of bounds for the first down near the 31, 32-yard line. So a gain of 8.
Yeah, and that moves the chains for Mountain Ridge. The Skyview defense has got to find a way to get off the field here. Don't want to see another long drive out of Mountain Ridge.
Well, Helm is their second leading rusher behind Ululave, excuse me. He's got 113 yards, does Helm. Clock under 10 minutes, 7-3. Mountain Ridge leads. 1st and 10, they take the snap. It's Ululave, and he's tackled by Kimball Jackson, but he got positive yards to about the 39 from the 34, so a 5-yard gain.
And Skyview did have Kimball Jackson down on the play, but he was able to get back up. Kaysen Spackman came over and picked him up.
So 7-3, Mountain Ridge leads. 5th play of the drive coming up for Helm and the Sentinels. They started at their own 20 on this drive. Clock down to 9:18. 2 running backs in the backfield. Kini goes in motion. The blitz is on. Handoff up the middle to Ululave. He gets upfield. Sundstrom makes the tackle, and they got the first down up across the 45.
That right tackle doesn't have a height listed on him for Mountain Ridge, but he looks every bit of 6'5", maybe even 6'6". John, look at 64 out there. If you're watching on CashValleyDaily.com, he's number 64 in the white. That almost looks like a college offensive lineman out there.
62 flanking the left side of that offensive line too is a big boy as well. So 1st and 10 from their own 45. Mountain Ridge leads 7-3. Helm fakes the handoff. Now he's going to roll out to the right side. He dumps it off complete upfield and tackled across the 50. Coach Mifu has got to be happy with the Sentinels because they're moving the ball on this Skyview Bobcat defense.
They are, and how can you not move the ball when you have 2 6'6" tackles? We do have 62 actually listed as 6'6", John, and I think 64 is every bit as big.
2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard pass play. Helm gives it off to Ululave. He's on the left side, breaks a tackle, and then he's cut in half, and it will bring up 3rd and short as Kimball Jackson getting up slowly. About a 2-yard gain, maybe. They actually only give him 1.
Yeah, and that was good teamwork there by Kimball Jackson and Carson Dunkley. Jackson ends up grabbing his legs, and Dunkley takes him down from up high.
So they got to get to the Skyview 45. They're at the Skyview 48, 3rd and 3. Clock under 8 minutes, 7-3, Mountain Ridge leads. 3rd down, Helm back to pass, still looking. Now he's got the blitz on. He's still trying to make a play. He throws downfield. It is incomplete over the receivers, and Skyview holds. But they are in Skyview territory. Interesting play call here by Coach Mifu. Does he go for it on 4th down and 3, or do they punt it away?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's going to do here, but, man, that's 3 plays in a row, John, that I've seen Kimball Jackson be real slow to get up.
Well, I know he's battling an injury this week in practice, but they're lining up for a punt. Davis Hall is back to punt. He's lined up inside his 20. Davis Hall is back at the 15. 4th down and 3. They fake the punt. It's up the middle. They've got the first down. They fake the punt and get up to the 40. Skyview caught off guard. I don't know how you really can be. You got to think they're going to go for it, and they did on 4th and 3. They just snapped it back to the up back, and he's up to the 41.
Yeah.
7 yards for the first.
Anytime you're in that borderline territory of do we punt or do we go for it, you plan on them going for it, John, and that's exactly what they did there.
4th and 1, and they get it. So the drive continues. 10th play of the drive coming up at the 41 of Skyview. Clock down to 7:15, 7-3 Mountain Ridge. Helm loses a snap. He's fumbled. It's on the ground, and he's sacked back at midfield. As Skyview pushes him back, as Helm lost the ball. There was a low snap, and then he tried to pick it up. He just couldn't. He kept fumbling it, trying to get a good grip on it, and he couldn't. And they mark it at the 49 of Skyview. So an 8-yard loss.
And that's Cameron Carling. We were talking about him earlier. Helm gave him plenty of time to get back there and get him, but nice play there by Cameron Carling to get in the backfield and get the sack.
So 2nd down and 19 now. At the 49-yard line, Helm in shotgun. He takes the snap. He's back to pass. Rushes on. He throws. It is tipped. It looked like it was partially tipped or something out of the line, or just a bad throw maybe.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch exactly what happened at the line there, John, but it looked a little off for sure coming out of his hand.
Yeah, it missed the receiver who was at the original line of scrimmage. So it brings up the scoreboard says 3rd and 20, so we'll say 3rd and 20 with 6:30 on the clock. 7-3 is the score for Mountain Ridge. They're at the Skyview 49 on 3rd and long. Helm in shotgun. Back to pass. Helm throws. He's got a man out there. And picked off again by Sundstrom. No, he caught it.
It went through his hands.
Sundstrom, I thought Sundstrom picked it off. He was right there. It went right through his hands, Rex. I thought he had his 2nd pick of the game. And on 3rd and long, Skyview gives up the big play. And the receiver for the Sentinels, great concentration as he gets it down. 1st and goal to the 4, and they run up hurry. And Helm gets it to Uluave. No, that's Kinney, and he's down from the 4 to about the 3, so 2nd and goal.
What an amazing throw and catch, and the concentration that took, because you and I both thought Jackson Sundstrom's bringing down another interception on the play, but Jaron Dixon able to catch that thing and take it all the way deep into Skyview territory.
2nd and goal at the 3-yard line, where it looked like Skyview had just gotten the turnover. Uluave in the backfield. Now they adjust and put the heavy set on the right side. Helm to Uluave on the right side. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Uluave from 3 yards out. And there's a penalty marker, I think, at the 5-yard line.
There's something yellow down there.
There's something on the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it's a flag.
Oh, now they move it to the 3, the line of scrimmage. Is it a hold? We'll see what the flag is. The official calls holding on Mountain Ridge, so the touchdown will not count. And so that was right at the line of scrimmage, so we'll go back 10 yards to the 13. It will be 2nd and goal from the 13 with 5:44 on the clock for Mountain Ridge.
And Skyview absolutely needed that. I mean, obviously it takes points off the board, but they needed that chance to kind of regroup and catch their win, too, defensively.
14th play of the drive that started at their own 20. They needed a 4th and 1 on a fake punt to keep this drive alive. Back to snap. It looked like a false start, but they hand it off. No, Helm just going to keep it and go to the left side, and he's bottled up. Skyview strung it out as they knock him down at the 9, so a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, strung out there on the play by Blake Bishop as well as Cameron Carling. Nice play there by Skyview defense. Now you got to hold him again.
5th play of the drive. It'll be, well, they actually mark it at the 8, so we'll give them 5 yards. 15th play of the drive. At the 8, 3rd and goal at the 8-yard line of Skyview. 7-3 Mountain Ridge with the lead, and they're knocking on the door again. 5:10 on the clock. Can Skyview's defense hold? 2 running backs in the backfield with Helm. Takes the snap. He's back to pass. He throws one for the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Great defense as he knocks it loose. We can't catch the number. Now we do. Davis Hall.
Yeah, Davis Hall out there covering Jordan Day. Huge play by Davis Hall to break up that pass. Jordan Day actually had that ball hit him in the hands, but Davis Hall got there right after the ball did.
So Davis Hall breaks that up because, as you mentioned, it was definitely in his hands. So 4th and goal at the 8, 4:57 on the clock. They're lining up for a field goal. This will be about a 25-yard field goal.
Well within his range, too.
Snap is back. Kick is on the way, and it is nearly blocked, but it is good. So the Bobcats hold, and the 25-yard field goal is good. They held them to a field goal instead of the touchdown. We'll take a 30-second break and come back right after this.
Elder County McDonald's are proud to support local high school athletics and wish all the local teams the best of luck this season. Your local McDonald's is hiring. Work for McDonald's and let McDonald's work for you. Enjoy flexible hours, tuition reimbursement for continuing education, plus meals and other perks. Management positions are available. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com today. That's careers.mcdonalds.com. LocalMcDonald's.com. Or apply in person. McDonald's and its franchisees are equal opportunity employers committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Welcome back to Skyview High School. It's 10-3 Mountain Ridge after the 25-yard field goal.
Thanks for saving me on that commercial break there, John. I was trying to text our associates the score there, and I ended up missing the commercial break.
Well, for once, I actually had to do something since you do everything. John Newbold, Rex Davis here with you. 10-3, Mountain Ridge leads, and they get a good kickoff into the end zone. And it does. Watterson caught it, tried to bring it out, but it was across the plane of the goal line, and it is a touchback.
That's Brody Laga, the kicker for Mountain Ridge, and we're watching two pretty darn good kickers here tonight in Laga and Erickson.
Yeah, Laga had a field goal. Like you said, it was within his range. He's had a 47-yarder.
47, yeah.
Yeah, 47-yarder is his longest on the season. 4:57 on the first half clock. 10-3 Mountain Ridge leads. Zollinger in shotgun. Two receivers to the left side, running back on his left hip. And they come across.
Yeah, they got him.
Zollinger, all he did was step up. He looked over to the sideline for the play, and the nose tackle jumped across for the 5 yards.
That's Titus Mausia. He just, it's like you said. Zollinger's like, "Hey, what's the play, coach?" And then Mausia just jumps off there.
Well, he came out of the game, so the coaches are going to talk to him. It's 1st and 5, Skyview from the 25-yard line now. Got a receiver out to the right side, two to the left, running back on the right hip of Zollinger in shotgun. Takes the snap. Zollinger's going to roll out to the right side. He's just going to run on a designed run. He's upfield across the 30, and he gets knocked out of bounds. I believe that was Zollinger. As he gets knocked out of bounds on the east side of the football field, we'll see where they mark him out. I believe the 22-yard line, about a 7-yard run on the quarterback keeper to the right side.
And that works, and what I like, too, is they got a first down, right? So the defense is getting a little break. They just gave up the field goal. They're giving the defense a little bit of a break. Those players that do just play defense, a lot of these kids are playing both ways. But way to move the chains there by the Bobcats.
10-3, ball is on the right hash. Mountain Ridge leads with 4:51 in the first half. 1st and 10, Skyview.
Loading the box on them.
Yeah, empty backfield for Zollinger now. And then a penalty flag comes out. This one is a false start, it looks like. So I didn't see anyone flinch, but someone did. So it'll be a false start, and it'll be back 5 yards for the Skyview Bobcats.
It had to have been on the right side of that offensive line. Where it was covered up a little bit.
Yeah, on the right hash. So the ball goes back to the 28. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 28. It's on the right hash. So the short side of the field, the lone receiver is Brooks Rigsby, the junior, out there for Skyview, and 3 receivers to the left for Skyview, and Zollinger on 1st and 15. Now they look to the sideline. Reed Wild's on his right hip, going right to left on your radio dial towards Idaho. Now Wild is flushed out. He gets the pass, the swing pass. He's going to get upfield, waits for his blockers. He gets up across the 35, so a good gain. Pretty much got 8 yards on that pass play, just a little swing pass.
Yeah, really patient running by Reed Wild. Good blocking up front by Austin Lyon. He checked in a wide receiver on the play on that screen, and Austin Lyon locked up the defender for as long as he could on that play.
So clock continues to run here. 10-3 Mountain Ridge. They lead Skyview. Undefeated Mountain Ridge at 3-0, Skyview 2-1 on the season. 4:15 on the clock. Skyview's got a 2nd and 7 from their own 36. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Then you've got Wild in the backfield with Zollinger, and now a timeout by Coach Howell with 4:07. We'll keep it here to go through some scores because I know we've had some. This score update brought to you by Jessup Insurance and Retirement Services. Call Jessup Insurance at 435-213-3200. Medicare is different for everyone, so Jessup Insurance guides you through all the appropriate steps and is there for your future questions and concerns. They bring you these score updates, Rex.
Okay, so Green Canyon 14, Morgan 7. Morgan was able to pick off the Green Canyon quarterback and take a 13-yard interception to the house for the touchdown for Morgan. Last score update we have is 14-6 for Box Elder over Bear River, and 21-0 for Highland of Idaho over Logan, as well as 14-7 for Bonneville. I believe they're playing Mountain Crest.
They are. Bonneville is playing Mountain Crest in Hiram. So I know that one. 2nd to 7 from the 36. 4:07 on the clock. Mountain Ridge leads 10-3 over Skyview. Zollinger under center, 2 receivers to the right.
And look who's checked into the backfield. That's Moser.
Truman Moser, his first action of the season. Now they look to Coach Brant Reese on the sideline, looking to the back judge, and now the scoreboard just kind of went blank, and that's why the back judge stopped the play for a second. And okay, so now they reset it. 2nd and 7. Zollinger has been shotgun now. He's going to throw, and it's complete. The receiver makes a move, gets upfield, but he's knocked back, and maybe he stripped it. I don't know. Let's see. Davis Hall caught it.
It was the stadium announcer was wrong. It was actually Jackson Foster that caught it.
Jackson Foster.
But then he did fumble, and Austin Lyon recovered that fumble.
So they get up to the 37. So it was a 1-yard pass play, is what we'll say. Bring up. And the scoreboard has some issues again. It goes out with, I mean, the clock's running though, so, and they're going to stop it as they.
Yeah, something's going on there. It's like,
I mean,
like certain parts of it keep going and then they come right back. So.
The thing is though, they should just let it go because the clock's running.
Yeah.
So 3:25 on the clock. It's 3rd down. It's 3rd down. The scoreboard's really messed up right now. 3rd down and 6. It's like it's counting down.
It's counting down how many yards there are to go.
3:10 on the clock. It's 3rd and 7. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Zollinger in shotgun. Takes a snap. He's back to pass. Still looking to, and he's sacked. Coverage sack as he couldn't find anyone open, and that's been a problem all season for the Bobcats, is trying to find open receivers, so they bring out the punt team on the sack. It'll be 4th down and 8 on the 1-yard loss.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't afford that if you're Skyview. You got to try to keep moving the chains. You got to try to answer back to this Mountain Ridge offense, but clock just continues to tick at 2:36 with the Skyview Bobcats 3, Mountain Ridge Sentinels 10.
So back to punt is Sundstrom. He's standing at his own 20. It's a low snap that bounces to him. He gets it off. No.
Oh, they hit him.
And there's the flag. It's a short snap. Sundstrom's come up big all the time this season with punts, and that one they didn't get a piece of it, and they ran into the kicker. Sundstrom got it off. He's okay too. He was limping at first, but now he's all right.
Yeah, and I mean, what a play by Jackson Sundstrom.
It'll give him a 1st down. It's a personal foul, roughing the kicker. So they'll go 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, the 36. It will give Skyview a 1st down via the penalty, and this one will take it across to the 49 in Mountain Ridge territory. It was a low snap. It really was 2 yards or 3 yards short, and it just bounced to Sundstrom.
And if Mountain Ridge is able to get a hand on that thing, because of the angle that Jackson Sundstrom kicked that thing at, he didn't let him get a piece of it. By doing that is what ends up converting this 1st down.
Yeah, so Skyview in Mountain Ridge territory at the 49. Clock stopped at 2:19. 1st and 10 at the Mountain Ridge 49. 3 receivers to the left for Zollinger. Ball is in the middle of the field between the hashes. I think Sundstrom's out there on the wide right side. I believe that's him. One running back in the backfield on the right hip of Zollinger. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Wild on the left side. He's got some room. He breaks a tackle and gets up to the 40. He just broke that tackle at the 45, Rex, and just found a little crease up near the 40.
Yeah, if I could use one word to describe Reed Wild, it'd be patient. He's very patient when he gets the ball in his hands, John. And I mean, man, does it pay off on an 8-yard carry like that.
6th play of the drive.
Excuse me, a 7.
They get it back quickly. They swing the pass out to Wild, and he's crunched in the backfield. Great recognition. Skyview hurried up on 2nd and short, and instead they go backwards, and it will bring up a 3rd down and about 7 yards back to the 46. It will be about a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, great recognition by the linebacker there for Mountain Ridge. Now let's see what this coaching staff does. 3rd and manageable, absolutely here. You got to convert this 1st down. You got to keep driving.
1:24 on the clock. Ball is back at the 46-yard line. 10-3 Mountain Ridge. Skyview trying to get back in the game. Empty backfield now. Zollinger back to pass, and he's sacked. No blocking at all as number 44 comes right up the middle with the sack for Mountain Ridge. That's Benjamin Woodruff, the junior, and he knocks Zollinger back into Skyview territory, and a timeout now with 1 minute exactly on the clock. Mountain Ridge takes the timeout. The ball goes back to the 48 of Skyview. We'll keep it here. But Skyview, they had a second down and about 2 or 3 yards, Rex. They hurry up to the line. They swing the pass out. They go for a 4-yard loss, and then that sack takes them back about 6 yards more, and they're back in their own territory.
And right before that play, John, I was about to say this could almost be viewed as 2-down territory. They could have used 2 downs to maybe attempt that first down. You're far enough into Mountain Ridge's field position there that you could maybe roll the dice if you had a good play in mind. But after the sack, that's just a no-can-do. Now you send Jackson Sundstrom out there, hope he gets a hold of one like he normally does, and go play some defense.
So Sundstrom back to punt on 4th and long, about 4th and 14. Ball is at the 48-yard line of Skyview. Let's see if they get a better snap back to Sundstrom this time. Snap is better. He gets the punt off. Sundstrom crushes it down to the 15. Uluave, no, that's not him, but he's running it back on the punt return. The returner, a good return, that's Xander Herrera, I believe.
Yeah, Xander Herrera had that one, but way to get his foot under that thing by Jackson Sundstrom. Flip the field position. Now all you got to do is go out. You got under a minute. Just don't give up the big play. That was one of Coach Howell's keys to the game. The keys to the game brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. No big plays, right? So that's how you got to end this half, is no big plays.
Well, they gave up a big one on the last field goal scoring drive for Mountain Ridge. 1st and 10, they take the snap back at their 27. Now Helm's going to run. He's upfield and gets out of bounds. He's bumped out, but a smart thing to stop the clock at 47 seconds. Tate Thurston knocked him out of bounds, I believe. The ball will be placed at the 30. It's a 3-yard gain, so Helm couldn't find anyone open, so he just rushed the ball. Second play from the 30. 2nd down and 7 with 46.5 on the clock. Back to pass. Helm runs out. He's still flushed right. He throws out to the corner, and it's caught, but I don't think he was in. Wow, they said he didn't get a foot down. You only need 1 foot in high school. Now, no, wait. Now he says incomplete.
Yeah, they called incomplete.
Well, he came up. The line judge at first said it was complete, but he does say incomplete. He was coming up, and he had his hands above his head like this. Like
I think once they threw the ball and hit him in the hat, though, he decided it was incomplete because he took a shot when the kid tossed the ball to him.
That made sense. So 3rd down and 7 from their own 30. Clock is stopped at 41 seconds. Skyview's got 2 timeouts if they hold here. Back to passes Helm. Back, he's flushed out and sacked! Skyview, do they use a timeout here? Clock running at 33 seconds. Now it's still running on the sack. Skyview gets it. It'll be 4th and long.
I think you got to use a timeout, right?
They have to, and they're going to let it run to 25 seconds.
A chance here.
Now Coach Howell runs down. So Skyview stops it with about 24.7 on the clock, but they let about 8 seconds run off the clock. So Skyview, maybe not the best time management there after the sack and a big loss on 4th down. But with that timeout, I mean, Mountain Ridge, they already did a fake punt, Rex. I know you have a 10-3 lead. The ball is placed at your own 27, but do you go for it here and just try a long bomb?
No.
You don't, because Skyview will get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, but you don't want to give them the ball with it already in Erickson's range. We do have another score update. John, brought to you by the Old Gristmill. Have you tried the fantastic breakfast sandwiches served at the South Logan and Smithfield locations? Because I sure have. You're going to love it. Green Canyon 21, Morgan 7.
Craig Anders got Green Canyon playing well, trying to get to 4-0. They had an awesome victory last week, and then some tragedy hit this week. I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to try to go into it, but tough out there in North Logan, so our thoughts are out with the Green Canyon student body and the football team, and they are looking on the road to go to 4-0. So it looks like Sentinels will try to punt. Uluave back to punt. He's standing at his own 10. Skyview's receiver is at Watterson or Hall. Back, the punt is on the way, and it's Uluave. It's a high one. It's spinning around. It takes a Mountain Ridge bounce that's going to go to the 40, the 35. They're going to let it roll. Clock continues to run under 13 seconds before the ball dies And it's finally stopped with 9 seconds at the Skyview 31. So a great punt by Uluave as it ran a ton of clock off.
It really is, because it's like you said, John, it went high, it went far, and the clock just kept ticking. So huge weapon there is Uluave for the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. And now I think offensively you probably go out, hand the ball off, see if you're able to break one. If you're able to break one, then maybe you start looking at things. But if not, you go into halftime down 7 and feel pretty okay about that, with the touchdown being negated for Mountain Ridge on the holding call.
9 seconds, their own 32, Mountain Ridge 10, Skyview 3. Maybe you throw one up there, Watterson.
Well, they did send Rigby in, and he's a big target.
And now Kimball Jackson comes on late. Davis Hall is on the short side of the field on the left hash. Zollinger's in shotgun on 1st and 10 from their own 31. He's going to take it. They do hand it off to Reed Wild. He gets upfield, puts his head down, gets out of bounds with 4.5 seconds on the clock. He got about 7 yards up to the 39.
Yeah, and I think that's the right play call. You give your running back a chance. You know, if he breaks a 30-yarder or takes it to the house, you know, that's great. But I think you take this 7-point deficit into half and deal with it.
So you're on the left hash, 3 receivers on the outside. You got Sundstrom all alone on the short side of the field.
Big height advantage, too.
Zollinger sends Wild out in the backfield. Zollinger, with one play, throws a screen to Sundstrom, and he's tackled. And that will be the last play of the half. He gained yards from the 39 up to the 44. It's a 5-yard pass play to end the half, and time will run out. So we're at halftime in a kind of defensive battle, because this is a good high-powered scoring offense of Mountain Ridge, averaging 44 points a game. They're 3rd in the state in all classifications in scoring, and they only have a 10-3 lead on Skyview. So we're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll give some halftime thoughts and talk more about the scoring going on and other teams in Region 11 play. That's all coming up next. Thanks for listening to Skyview Football on The Fan.
You should always go with a company you trust. Coldwater Stone in Tremonton, a division of Castellite in Logan, is a company you can trust. Coldwater Stone specializes in cutting and shaping beautiful natural stone into thin veneers that can be used on wall surfaces, walkways, and more. Coldwater Stone in Tremonton has quickly become the industry leader for natural stone products. Stop into the Tremonton facility or see samples at Castellite in Logan. More information at www.coldwaterstone.com.
Coldwater Stone, a natural choice for all your stone needs.
This is Judd with ARS Flood and Fire Cleanup. It's late at night, the weekend, or a holiday. You've just discovered your basement is flooded. Where are you going to find help right now? At ARS, we can take your call 24 hours a day, and when these disasters happen, we can have a flood team to your home within 30 minutes. We are also the insurance claim experts. When disaster overwhelms you, let ARS restore your peace of mind. Call 753-9600 or go to our website at arscleanup.com.
Thank you for voting Adams Wealth Advisors the gold winner for Best Financial Planner in the Best of Northern Utah competition. Understanding your family, jobs, and goals is how Adams Wealth Advisors will continue to earn your trust.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit adamswealthadvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today. Please see adamswealthadvisors.com for more information on these recent awards.
Sack lunch, picnic lunch, business lunch. There's nothing better or more satisfying than the lunch special at Old Grist Mill. It's lunch the way Mother Nature intended. All natural bread, the perfect amount of meat, veggies to your liking. And then it only gets better with your choice of a fresh-baked cookie, chips, and drink. You know what we're talking about, that famous Old Grist Mill lunch special. Get your made-to-order special at the South Logan, and now Smithville locations. Old Grist Mill, here for you.
Your business has weathered the storms of change. Your employees have adapted to work from, well, anywhere. And you deserve an office technology partner that helps make your hybrid office the very best it can be. You deserve the latest laptops and desktops, the very best printers and copiers, the most robust network. You've gotten back to business. Now get back to greatness with Les Olson Company. Find out more at lesolson.com.
Les Olson Company.
The Karen Nielsen Guild Mortgage Team will help you find the loan to fit your life. Guild Mortgage offers hundreds of loan products for a wide variety of borrowers, including first-time home buyers, military families, and rural residents. Guild Mortgage also offers many state, county, and city housing programs that provide down payment assistance. At Guild, they work hard to deliver what matters most to you with a loan that fits your life. Call 435-294-2480 or Google Karen at Guild Mortgage, NMLS 3274 and 80226, Equal Housing Lender.
At Cache Valley Auto Care, you'll find all the expertise you need to take care of your car, from advanced diagnostics and major repairs to oil changes, tires, brakes, and maintenance. You can count on Cache Valley Auto Care to tell you what needs fixing now and what stuff can wait. So whether your check engine light just went on or it's time for an oil change, now is the time to head over to Cache Valley Auto Care. Because when your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care, behind Home Depot on 200 East, 1175 North.
Welcome back to Skyview High School. It's 10-3. The Skyview Bobcats trail Mountain Ridge with the lead as the Skyview cheerleaders were just out on the field performing. And John Newbold, Rex Davis here. Thank you for listening to Skyview football on 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan. Also streaming, our video streaming on CacheValleyDaily.com. And our video experience is powered by Adams Wealth Advisors. Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com to schedule time with an advisor today. As the wind starts to pick up a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my papers under control.
Yeah, everything started flying. It was calm, but now that the sun's completely down, maybe a little bit of canyon wind here in Smithfield. Skyview won the coin toss. They deferred to start things off. They kicked off to Mountain Ridge, and it went into the end zone. First play from scrimmage for Mountain Ridge. They tried one-on-one pass play. They just ran a fade route down the sideline, Rex. They threw it up there, Helm did, and intercepted by the safety, Jackson Sundstrom, with 11:54 to play to start things off. It was a perfect way for the Bobcats to start things as they took over the ball at midfield at the Mountain Ridge 48-yard line. It's exactly what Skyview needed, but they couldn't get things going. And they had a play where they got down. It was at the 41, or it would have been a 41-yard field goal attempt, but then a false start by Skyview knocked it back to 46. Erickson booted it from 46. And it was just a couple yards shy. It was short. And so those 5 yards really hurt Skyview. They could have taken a 3-0 lead to start things off.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're going to get to it here eventually, John. But both teams had points taken off the board because of penalties. And I think that's huge.
Well, one of the things that really was a problem for Skyview last week at Rigby, Rex, was, and Coach Howell talked about it in the pregame, the defense of Skyview couldn't get off the field on third downs. They gave up big plays. Well, Mountain Ridge, their second possession started at their own 20 with 8:37 in the first quarter, and they run a 13-play drive that started at their own 20. They had plays of 18 in there, and they had an 18-yard pass play, then an 18-yard rush, then no gain, and then a 1-yard TD rush by their big running back, Ulu Ave, and it was 7-0 Mountain Ridge with 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. That was your first scoring. And then Skyview came right back, starting from their own 20 and going into the end of the first quarter. On their 7th play of the drive, they had a 33-yard pass play to Kimball Jackson just down the right side of that hash, Rex, and he just ran upfield for 33 yards. It set up a field goal, though, on the 11th play of the drive, this time from 37 yards for Erickson, and he booted it through for his first field goal of the season with 10:34 left in the half, and it was 7-3 Mountain Ridge. Then Mountain Ridge drove down from their own 20 again, and this is a big drive, 15 plays, and it was a great defensive play in the corner of the end zone. I can't remember, was it Davis Hall in this corner that ripped it out?
Yeah.
So the receiver was there for Mountain Ridge. He had it in his hands, and then Davis Hall ripped it out of there. So Mountain Ridge settled for a 25 58-yard field goal, and it was 10-3 Mountain Ridge with 4:57 on the clock, and basically both teams kind of had an opportunity, and Skyview couldn't take advantage after roughing the punter, and so we went into the half 10-3, and that's where we sit. So again, Skyview trails 10-3 at the half, and Rex, I don't know, Skyview looked like they're more in sync tonight than they were last week at Rigby, but still they trail to 6A's Sentinels from Mountain Ridge.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, is we're definitely playing a different level of competition here tonight. Not taking anything away from Mountain Ridge, but, I mean, Rigby's the cream of the crop for an entire state. Mountain Ridge is a dang good team, but they're not on Rigby's level. So I think if we executed at this level last week, it might not have been so lopsided. I think Coach, one of the keys to the game Coach had was establishing the run. I feel like they're doing okay. I don't feel like they're doing bad. I don't feel like they're doing good. I feel like they're doing okay in that category. So I think that's going to be a big thing in the second half. Come out, establish the run. I want to see, for my own selfish reasons, John, I want to see Moser carry the rock. Man, that 1-2 punch of him and Walter Collins last year was insane. So I want to see that kid get a couple carries, and we don't know his status. I mean, sitting up here in the booth, we don't know. He could just be a distraction. Like he could just be like, hey, there's a big running back. They're going to hand it off. But I'm really looking forward to see if Moser gets any carries in the second half. And I want to see how another key was bend but don't break, right? So we want to see if the Skyview defense can continue to do that, because I think minus getting bailed out on that holding call for the touchdown, I feel like they've done pretty good on that, on bending but not breaking.
Yeah, so we're still at halftime, 10-3, as it's getting a little cooler, a little windier. Skyview will get the ball to start the second half. They trailed 10-3 now. Let's get to some more scores. We want to thank one of our new sponsors here on The Fan, New Horizons Beauty College. Experience the latest trends and techniques to maintain your look by highly trained students supervised by licensed instructors. They bring you Skyview football here on The Fan and also our video stream on CashValleyDaily.com. But here's the scores at halftime in Hiram. Kind of surprising score to me.
Yeah.
Bonneville leads Mountain Crest 14-7. Mountain Crest got their first victory 20-7 last week in Hiram, but they only trail 14-7 right now. Mountain Crest does.
Just to be clear too, John, we're surprised that Bonneville's only winning by 7, because Bonneville kind of tested Skyview for a little while.
Yeah, they did. It took basically it took the third quarter for Skyview. The explosiveness there in the third quarter was where they extended the lead. Also, the other scores going on, Box Elder leads Bear River 14-6. That's a great rivalry there, Box Elder and Bear River. I think that goes back almost 100 years. But there's that. Green Canyon leading Morgan 21-7. Highland of Idaho up in Pocatello leads Logan 28-0. And we've seen what Logan's done. That was at the half as well. But those games, you can all go back and watch those games and this game as well. Go visit CashValleyDaily.com under the sports section, and we'll have streaming of all those games, I believe. And when there isn't a video stream of the game on there, it's usually because we're in Idaho and some of them won't let us video stream. But we're definitely CashValleyDaily.com bringing you all the video streaming this year for high school football. 3:20 still on the clock. We're waiting for both teams to get out. Erickson's out there warming up for the Bobcats as we await the second half. We're going to step aside and come back as we get closer to the kickoff of the second half. It's Mountain Ridge 10, Skyview 3. We'll be back right after this.
This is the season to stock up on oil and filters. It's the Fall Napa Gold Filter Sale at all 5 Cache Valley Napa Auto Parts stores. Napa Synthetic Blend Oil, $1.99 a quart. Seafoam Fuel Additive, $5.99 a can. Napa 15W40, $9.99 a gallon. Chevron Delo 15W40, $11.99 a gallon. These specials and a whole lot more during the Napa Gold Filter Sale, now through September 15th at your 5 locally owned Preston to Providence Napa Auto Parts stores.
Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
What's important to you is important to us. We love what we do and it shows every
Jessup Insurance and Retirement Services. Let us guide you.
Jessup Insurance has a local office with professionals that understand all the Medicare plans available to Utah and Idaho citizens. They simply make Medicare understandable at no additional cost. Call Jessup Insurance 435-213-3200 or Google Jessup Insurance.
Jessup Insurance and Retirement Services. Let us guide you.
It's back to school time. You're getting the clothes and the supplies, but don't forget the haircut. The students at New Horizons Beauty College are trained in all the latest trends and techniques. Plus, New Horizons has great prices on the products to help you maintain that new look, like Redken, Matrix, Biolage, and Bricado. All services performed by students and closely supervised by licensed instructors. Oh, hey, they're also enrolling for fall classes right now. Create your own individuality at New Horizons Beauty College in Logan.
When it's important to make an impression, call on the Logo Shop. They specialize in designing and customizing your logo onto t-shirts, golf shirts, jackets, and hats. Your logo will look great on name brand apparel from Nike, Travis Mathew, OGIO, North Face, Under Armour, and Carhartt. The Logo Shop can put your logo on literally thousands of items: pens, water bottles, mugs, travel accessories, outdoor gear like Yeti coolers. Call on the Logo Shop and check out the possibilities.
The Logo Shop. The logo stuff. The Logo Shop.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's are proud to support local high school athletics and wish all the local teams the best of luck this season. Your local McDonald's is hiring. Work for McDonald's and let McDonald's work for you. Enjoy flexible hours, tuition reimbursement for continuing education, plus meals and other perks. Management positions are available. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com today. That's careers.mcdonalds.com. Or apply in person. McDonald's and its franchisees are equal opportunity employers committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
If you're in the market for exterior building supplies, you should always go with a company you trust. Coldwater Stone in Tremonton, a division of Castellite in Logan, is a company you can trust. Coldwater Stone specializes in cutting and shaping beautiful natural stone into thin veneers that can be used on wall surfaces, walkways, and more. Coldwater Stone in Tremonton has quickly become the industry leader for natural stone products. Stop into the Tremonton facility or see samples at Castellite in Logan. More information at www.coldwaterstone.com.
Coldwater Stone, a natural choice for all your stone needs.
This is Judd with ARS Flood and Fire Cleanup. It's late at night, the weekend or a holiday. You've just discovered your basement is flooded. Where are you going to find help right now? At ARS, we can take your call 24 hours a day, and when these disasters happen, we can have a flood team to your home within 30 minutes. We are also the insurance claim experts. When disaster overwhelms you, let ARS restore your peace of mind. Call 753-9600 or go to our website at arscleanup.com.
Welcome back to Skyview High School. Both teams warming up, and we're getting closer to the second half. As the scoreboard, it looks like we won't have too much of that. The clock's running. It just...
Jeez.
Usually where it says like the down and distance, it's rolling the time as well, so it's kind of funky. So it counts down, so that part's not right. But the score and the time's right, and that's really all that matters.
Right.
So 10-3 is the score here at halftime in Smithfield. And we did finally get a score update. So this score update brought to you by ARS. You just saw the commercial if you're watching the video stream, powered by Adams Wealth Advisors on CacheValleyDaily.com. ARS got a mess, call ARS. They bring you the score update, and it was 28-0 Ridgeline at the half. They're down at Woods Cross, and they'll be here in Smithfield in 2 weeks on the 17th. And also an opportunity, Skyview is putting former Skyview Bobcat and former Utah State Aggie Jalen Moore, the basketball player here at Skyview. He's going into the Skyview Hall of Fame, their athletic Hall of Fame. They're going to honor him at halftime on September 17th, so make sure you're here. That's homecoming as well, as the Ridgeline Riverhawks will be here in 2 weeks. Skyview starts Region 11 battle. They haven't lost for 3 years in region play, and they will be hosting the Bear River Bears next Friday. We'll have the broadcast here on the Fan as well as streaming on CashValleyDaily.com.
John, we did just have another score update
Okay.
come in, brought to you by Cache Valley Auto Care. Read their online reviews and decide for yourself. They're located right behind the Home Depot at 1175 North, 200 East in Logan. That's Cache Valley Auto Care. Highland of Idaho 34, Logan 0 at halftime.
Well, here's the kick going right to left. They're kicking to the north to Skyview. This one looks returnable. It is at the 2. They're up to the 10, the 15. Breaks it outside. He's got room. 25, 30.
It's coming back.
40, 45, 50. Still on his feet into Mountain Ridge territory. That was Cole Watterson, I believe, out to the 40-yard line. But there's penalty markers down at the 20-yard line. Skyview Bobcats slow to get up. Let's see what the call is. Is it on Skyview or Mountain Ridge?
Yeah, Michael Ferguson a little slow to get up, but Cam Carling, not Cam Carling, that one's Austin Lyon, was back there pleading his case with the ref, but I think this thing's coming back.
An illegal block on Skyview at the 18, so it'll be Skyview 1st and 10, but they'll be inside their 20. Ruins a great return, but I guess...
How electric is Cole Watterson, though?
Yeah, and we've seen him in Wildcat a couple times this season because they want to use his speed to get the edge.
You might see it again, John, because I don't see Zollinger coming out there.
Well, the ball is placed at the 8-yard line. That penalty was huge.
What a time for you to call him out in Wildcat, because that's what he's doing now.
Well, I talked to Coach Hal at half. Just kidding. Okay, 1st and 10. Watterson uses his speed, gets it to the outside. They string it out well, and he's knocked back at the... It's hard to tell where they're going to mark that, Rex.
Yeah,
I think he's back at the 5 or 6, so it'll be a loss from the 8, I believe.
I don't hate the play call, though. I mean, it's a loss. It didn't work, but I don't hate the play call because he's so electric with the ball in his hands. Now, maybe I don't like it so much after that long kick return. He's got to be gassed, but a decent play call there.
Well, 2nd down and 13 from the 5, their own 5. Zollinger in the end zone, tries to draw him off sides. They flinch, but they don't come across. 11:08 on the clock, 10-3. Mountain Ridge leads. Skyview, 2nd and long. Out of his own end zone, Zollinger back to pass. He throws. He's got a man out there. Incomplete. Just too far in front of Sundstrom again, who got past the defender.
That is there all day. I would go right back to it because number 12, Daniel Reyes, the cornerback, he looks like he's about 5'6", John. And, man, I think I would go right back to that thing and just hope that Zollinger connects with it.
Well, the scoreboard, 3rd and 13. They finally got it working. 10:55 on the clock. 10-3 Skyview trails. 3rd and 13 from their own end zone on the 5. Zollinger in shotgun from his own end zone. Back to pass. He's got some rush on. He gets out of the end zone, but he's going to be sacked back at the 3. So Sundstrom or Hall will be punting from their own end zone, in the back of their own end zone.
We got to connect on one of these deep balls. Sundstrom is beating his man every single play that he's running a route. We got to get that connection. I don't know if Zollinger and Sundstrom need to just practice the two of them, but they got to get that figured out.
So I believe it's now...
I'll get you.
No, it's Davis Hall that will be punting.
It's number 6 to return, Xander Herrera.
So Herrera back to receive the punt. He's standing at his own 40, Skyview's 42. Hall standing on the end zone, at the back of the end zone. He gets the punt away. It's a high, good one. But Herrera has it at the 44. He's going to return it to the 40, the 35, and he's bumped out of bounds there. And then, he's knocked out of bounds. They're going to mark it near the 35-yard line. So with 9:59, Skyview just went backwards on their first possession there.
Well, let's see how the defense responds. Great starting field position for Mountain Ridge. Can the Skyview defense hold tight here with the short field behind them?
So from the 35 of Skyview, 34, 1st and 10 for Mountain Ridge. Helm in shotgun. He's going to hand off to Kinney up the middle, and he's knocked down at the 29, or they're going to mark his knee down at the 30, so we'll give him 4 yards on the rush up the middle.
Yeah, and I think that's a nice opening play call there for Mountain Ridge. They have a lead. They're up 10-7 on the Bobcats now.
10-3.
Or, 10-3 on the Bobcats, and up 7. I like that opening play call there.
2nd and 6. Blitz is on. Back to pass. He's running backwards. That's Helm. He's running for his life to the right side. He throws it, and it's complete Or was he out of bounds already? No, he incomplete.
Interesting play. That was a goofy-looking play.
There's a penalty marker. It's going to be an ineligible receiver downfield. The lineman is 5 yards down the field or 6. This has got to be an ineligible receiver downfield.
He had to have caught that ball with a foot out of bounds, though, right, John? Because, I mean, he caught the ball, it looked like.
It was on the far side of the field, so it's hard to see. But
Yeah.
I wondered if he had stepped out and then came back in, but they call ineligible receiver downfield. This one lineman was cleared down by the umpire. I mean, the flag was down by the first down marker. So 5 yards against Mountain Ridge on the ineligible receiver. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 11. Ball placed back at the 35-yard line for Mountain Ridge. The ball's on the left hash. 2 receivers to the far side of the field. For Helm, he's got a running back on his right hip, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. That's Ululave on the right side. He's got a burst of speed. He's got the first down and more. He's inside the 20 on the right hash, down to the 17-yard line, as they are just gassing the Bobcats.
Yeah, he's just the total package. You can see why the Weber State Wildcats and the Aggies have offered this kid, but he's only a junior. He's going to get a lot more offers coming his way.
Especially with the success they're having. 1st and 10 inside the 20. Pass the ball, Helm to the tight end, and he drags a Bobcat down to the 10. Just passed it off the line of scrimmage. So from the 18 down to the 9, a 9-yard pass play.
They're going hurry up here, John.
2nd down and an 8. Ball will be placed at the 10. Or 2nd and 2, the Ululave up the middle. He's got the first down. They're going to mark him at the 6. So we'll give him, I believe that's 3 yards for a first.
Yeah, now how do you keep him out of the end zone from this close?
And they go quick again. They throw. Or no, they hand it off. It's touchdown.
And the answer is you don't, John.
Yeah, they faked the throw. They just handed it off. And Ululave from 6 yards out, he's into the end zone. Yeah, they hurried that up and got into the end zone and extended their lead.
There isn't a person here in this stadium that didn't know where that ball was going. There's just nothing you can do when a kid's that big and strong.
I was the only one, actually, that didn't know because I called it a pass. So, pending the extra point, snap is back, hold is good. It's blocked. Skyview got in there. Did you get a number?
I didn't.
Okay, so coming off the field, Skyview will block the extra point. So with 8:32 on the clock, it's 16-3, Mountain Ridge.
I'm thinking it was Carson Dunkley that blocked it.
So we'll keep it here. 8:32 on the clock, but Skyview took the ball to start the second half, and they got a great return from Cole Watterson into Mountain Ridge territory, but it's called back because of a legal block in the back, and it pinned him inside the 10, and then they went backwards from there and had to punt. Gave Mountain Ridge great field position, and they extended their lead on that 6-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, it's just such a tough situation to put your defense in there. I mean, short field to begin with. Ululave carrying the rock. I mean, that spells disaster for any team.
So 16-3, 8:32 in the third quarter. Still a lot of ball game to play for the Bobcats to get back in this, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, what they got to do, John, is they got to be kind of methodical. They got to just get some first downs. That's what matters right now, is getting some first downs for the Bobcats.
So they are about to kick off. They boot it. It's high. It's returnable at the 5. Up the middle, Skyview. That's Watterson. He's got a hole, and then he's twisted around as he gets across the 25 near the 30-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. So another good return for Skyview. So when they've had returns, they haven't had that many this year, Rex, because they've all been in the end zone. But they've gotten some good returns tonight.
Yeah, and Watterson's been that spark. Now, I think you almost need to try to find a way to get him the ball in space. Maybe a quick screen to him or something like that might be effective.
So 8:26 on the clock. Skyview trails 16-3, and the flag comes out. Dead ball foul. It will be false start on the receiver.
It's on Davis Hall. He got a little eager to make the play there.
So false start on Skyview. They both pointed at each other.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, where they're both pointing.
So first down and 15 Skyview. Not the way they want to start this drive either. Zollinger in shotgun. Takes a snap. They're going to hand it off. Go up the middle. He's got positive yards from the 23. Gets up to the 26. We'll give him 3.
Yeah, they gotta get some first downs established here, John. Do the Bobcats? They can't afford another 3 and out. It's just not gonna work for them.
Well, 2 reasons. One, you want to get yourself back in the game. You're down 16-3 in the third quarter with 8 minutes, but also you want to give your defense a rest. Empty backfield for Zollinger on 2nd and long. The one thing that's been lacking for Skyview this year is explosive plays. Really, they just haven't had them. They've got a few here and there, but just not consistent enough this season. Back judge counting for the delay of game. They get the snap off. They're going to fake the fly sweep. Zollinger gets away from the blitz and gets sacked. Back at the 20. Running for his life. A 6-yard loss on the sack.
Can you imagine how small Region 11 players are going to look once we face them after this preseason that Skyview's gone through? I'm looking out here at these defensive linemen. They're not as big as the offensive linemen. The offensive linemen, I was told at halftime, have offers from Utah University. But, man, the size difference, it's been the story for me, John.
Yeah, it really has. 16-3, 7 minutes on the third quarter clock. Skyview trails. 3rd and long for the Bobcats at their own 20. Zollinger back to pass. Throws complete across the 30. It'll be short of the first down. That was Rigby.
You know what, though, John? If nothing else, that at least gives your punter a little bit of room to try to flip the field position here.
So it was a 13-yard gain on the pass play, but it was 3rd and I don't know. It was
forever.
3rd and forever.
Yeah.
So 4th down, Skyview lining up to punt. I believe that's Sundstrom. Back to receive is on their own 30 is Mountain Ridge. The punt is away. It's a deep, high one. Bounces at the 40 and takes a Skyview bounce across the 30.
Wow.
And it will go about to the 29. So it rolled 11 yards in Skyview's favor down to the 29. But the Skyview Bobcats trail 16-3 with 6:41 in the third quarter. The game's starting to get away from them. If Mountain Ridge can get anything going like their last drive and score again, Rex, it might be too much for the Bobcats to overcome.
Yeah, and there's not a whole lot of reason for it. But if Mountain Ridge does decide to pass, if Skyview can come up with another interception, that's really what's going to do it for them. They got to get a takeaway on defense.
1st and 10, Mountain Ridge from their own 29. Helm hands off to Kinney to the right side, and Skyview bottles it up, and I think that it'll be either no gain or a yard loss. We'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, great tackle on the play by Jackson Kimball.
So coming in defensively, I think that's number 4. Isn't it?
That would be Moser if he's coming in.
No gain.
Yeah, Moser's playing middle backer.
So 2nd down, hand off to Kinney right side again, and Skyview knocks him down, but Kinney got off the right side and then up the middle for about 5 or 6 to the 35. So 6-yard rush. It'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Sentinels. They're at the 35-yard line, 3rd down and 4. And they draw Skyview offsides.
Yeah.
From the 35-yard line, Skyview jumps across. Should take it up to the 40 and give them the first down via the penalty. That's big.
Yeah, Gavin Stanzioli, he was just too excited to go out there, so they're going to let him take a seat, talk to him for a minute, and they're going to bring Seth Toulson in.
So on 3rd and 4, they get the first down versus the penalty. 1st and 10. Helm hands off to Kinney, and he is stacked up and knocked down in the backfield. That will be a loss. So that is number 4.
Yeah,
Truman Moser on the tackle.
Man, instantly, 2 plays into the game, makes an impact with a tackle for a loss.
Back to the 39, a 1-yard loss. So Truman Moser gets it to 2nd and 11 for Helm. He takes a snap. He's going to hand off. This time it's Ululave. He's up the middle. He turns on the Jets. He's gone. Holy cow. How explosive is he? And it's amazing that he only has 2 offers for a junior. He took that 61 yards right up the gut, and he turned on the Jets. You can see the vapor trail, 22-3, as he rushed it in from 61 yards out.
Yeah, he just turned on the Jets there, and there's nothing you can really do You got a player like Uluave out there. I mean, yeah, he's just the total package, John.
We knew it coming into the game, and the extra point is up, and it is good. So with 5:10 to play in the third quarter, it's 23, I believe, to 3. Let's see. Yeah, it should be 23 to 3 with 5:10 on the clock in the third quarter.
That brings your score to Mountain Ridge 23. Your Skyview Bobcats 3.
So Rex, Skyview trailing by 20 with 5:10 in the third quarter. Not looking good for the Bobcats. This would be the first time they've dropped back-to-back games since 2016 when they lost to Roy and Fremont when they were 5A.
Yeah, this is troubling if you're a Skyview fan. You're not used to seeing this. You're not used to seeing back-to-back games go this direction, but there's still a lot of football left. John, this Mountain Ridge team scored 33 points in the fourth quarter of their game last week.
Against Wasatch.
Against Wasatch, so you never know. I mean, there's a lot of football left with 5:10 left. We're only in the third quarter right now, but 23 to 3 is a bit of a daunting task.
Well, when you're Skyview and you really haven't established anything on offense, or you've struggled, it's going to be hard to come back in this one. The kick is away. It's returnable at the 1. Skyview's back to the 10, the 15, the 20, up the middle to the 25, and he's taken down there across the 25-yard line, maybe at the 26 with 5:03 on the clock.
All right, offense has got to come out, and they have to respond here, John. If this is going to be a game, they got to come out and respond.
So from their own 26, it seems like they've tried some different things, but when they've tried them, it just hasn't worked out because Zollinger hasn't had time. Truman Moser, I think, is in the backfield. It's either him or Reed Wild. It was hard to see.
I'm trying to see, too.
A couple receivers on the left hash for Zollinger on 1st and 10. They hand it off up the left side, and that is Moser. So from the 26, he gets up to the 32, about 8 yards on first down. At first glance, that's what we think it was. Well, the first glance wasn't that good. It's only 6 yards. 4:42 on the clock. 2nd and 4. I'm going to have to set up a
I can never read it. I can never read diagonally like that. I don't know how you do it.
I don't, obviously. I missed it by like 2 yards. So 2nd down and 4 for the Bobcats. Clock under 4:30 in the third quarter. 23 to 3 Mountain Ridge with the lead. Skyview going left or right on your radio dial. They're at their own 32-yard line. Need to get to the 36. Zollinger in shotgun, takes a snap. He's back to pass. Blitz is on. He's going to run with it. He's got a lot of room. Up to the 40-yard line and gets tackled there at the 40. He gained 8 yards for the first.
Way to move the chains there by Garrett Zollinger. The reads were not there. The coverage was pretty solid downfield for Mountain Ridge, so Zollinger just decides to take off, go move the chains himself.
Well, and even if someone was open, the blitz came from that right side. Zollinger had to make something happen. So clock under 4 minutes now. Empty backfield, 3 receivers. The ball's on the right hash. 3 receivers to the east, to the left hash. Oh, no, that's 2 to each side. Kimball Jackson now goes right to left in the formation. Zollinger's going to keep it. He's going to go up the middle again. He's up to the 45, and he's taken down at the 48-yard line. 8 yards on the quarterback keeper, Rex.
Yeah, I mean, it's working. It's working for Skyview. So they're moving the ball. It's not flashy. It's not fast, but it is working.
Back-to-back 8-yard runs for Zollinger. 2nd down and 2 at the 48 of Skyview. Need to get to the 50 for the first. Clock down to 3:18, 23 to 3 Mountain Ridge. Leading here in the third quarter. Skyview trying to get themselves back into it. Couple receivers to the left. Zollinger in shotgun takes it. He's handing it off to Wild up the middle. I think he's got the first down. It's a short game, but I think he's going to get across into Mountain Ridge territory to the 49. We'll give him 3 yards for the first down.
Yeah, that's enough to get the first down. That's what they need. Now we got a couple first downs, a little bit of momentum going Skyview's way. Just keep marching this ball down the field.
5th play of the drive coming up that started at their own 26-yard line. They're in Mountain Ridge territory. It's been a long time since they've been in Mountain Ridge territory. 2 receivers to each side. Davis Hall goes right to left in motion. Snap back to Zollinger. He's flushed out to the left side, and he's cracked and sacked back at the 45. They're going to mark it at the 46.
That could be a cast light rock hard tackle of the game there, John.
So let's see. That will be 5. So 5-yard loss on the sack. So Skyview is moving the ball, and they roll out to the left and get sacked. 2nd down and 14 for the Bobcats now, back at their own 46-yard line. 2:05 on the clock. They still trailed 23-3 to Mountain Ridge. Zollinger looking to the sideline. Ball's on the left hash. They've got 2 receivers to each side. Running back on the right hip of Zollinger. Takes the snap. He's back to pass. Rushes on. He throws it out there. He's got a man. It is incomplete. The inside defender was inside the receiver, but he came down awkwardly. He's slow to get up for Mountain Ridge. Was that Rigby out there that almost caught it?
It's almost a foot of height difference between Rigby and the corner.
Oh, there's a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage. So as they discuss that, there's a Mountain Ridge player downfield that's injured, but there is a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage that was thrown by the umpire. We'll see what that call is. And it looks like they're backing up, so maybe it's on Skyview. We'll see. Waiting for the official's call. Personal foul. Roughing the passer. So it's on Mountain Ridge. So roughing the passer. The good thing is the defender for Mountain Ridge is up with his helmet off, walking off on his own power. That's good because he came down awkwardly. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him and it's not something serious. But 15 yards from midfield on roughing the passer, Rex. This ball takes it all the way down to the Mountain Ridge 24.
Huge penalty there. Momentum definitely swinging a little bit. Offensive line's pretty hyped right now. Coach Toph Howell jumping in the middle of the huddle, trying to get his guys going right now.
Now, how does that ball go to the 24? Skyview will take it, but that ball, the line of scrimmage was clear down here, Rex. That's only supposed to be a 15-yard penalty.
I have no idea what happened, John. The only signal was a personal foul.
Well, 1st and 10 Skyview from the Mountain Ridge 24 with 1:47. Zollinger under center. He's going to take the snap. He's going to fake it. The handoff. He rolls out right. Throws back left. He has a man there. Complete. I believe it's on the far side of the field at the 10. It's Reed Wild on the wheel route. But that play action pass and then throw back to the left as he rolled out right. It's complete from the 24 down to the 10-yard line, or the 9. So 15-yard pass play. It'll be 1st and goal Bobcats. Zollinger in shotgun. He's going to roll left and run with it on 1st and goal, and he dives for the end zone. Did he get in? It's on the far side of the field. I think he stepped out soon. But it was 1st and goal from the 9.
Oh, we got a sideline warning, probably a penalty there on the coach for Mountain Ridge.
So they're just going to give him a sideline warning, is what we think it is, with 1:19 in the 3rd quarter. There's some discussion, and now the ref looks back and has a conversation with the coach. But we'll see what the call is. We'll see where they mark him out of bounds. Sideline warning on Mountain Ridge. So nothing happens until it's the second one of those. That's just kind of a warning. So it will be 2nd down and goal, I believe. 2nd down and goal. We don't know what the yard line is, Rex.
I'm trying to see, John. It looks like it's about at the 1.
Okay, we'll say that it's 2-yard line. So Zollinger in shotgun on 2nd and goal. Handoff to Truman Moser. He gets upended, and I think he's not going to get anything.
Oh, welcome back to Contact Sports, Truman. He got hit right on the leg that's got the armor on it, but he popped right back up.
So 3rd and goal, we're going to give him a yard. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. 9th play of the drive that started at their own 26, 23-3 for the Sentinels. Clock down to 45 seconds in the 3rd. This is 2-down territory for sure. It's 3rd down and goal. Zollinger in shotgun again. Takes a snap. He's going to run with it, and he's up the middle, and I don't think he got there.
No, he's short.
He's short again, no gain as the clock is under 30 seconds.
And that is Cade Uloave that comes up and makes the play there for Mountain Ridge.
And then the clock is stopped because of an injured player, a Skyview player, I believe, is down in the end zone.
Reed Wild.
Skyview really is thin at the running back position. That's the last thing you want to see is one of your main runners, Reed Wild, who's down. He was the lead blocker on that play with 22 seconds. Should be, the scoreboard says 3rd and goal at the 1. Maybe that, I don't know, I thought it was 4th and 1 that would be coming up, so we'll see. But it's 23-3 Mountain Ridge in the 3rd quarter. It's whether it's 3rd and goal or 4th and goal, we'll wait to see. But either way, Skyview, they've got to punch it into the end zone, Rex.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to. I understand that you're outsized here, but they gotta punch it in, and that is not good to see Reed Wild having some help get off the field.
He's putting a little bit of pressure on his leg, but not a lot. Of course, Reed Wild has been at running back, and Brevin Egbert, and then Truman Moser's getting back from injury, and Truman Moser's coming into the game. So hopefully it's not something serious, because Reed Wild is one of the leading tacklers defensively as well. So the sideline says 3rd and goal at the 1, so not 4th down. So I'm assuming it's 3rd. 2 running backs in the backfield. Now Moser in motion. Zollinger in shotgun. He's going to roll to the right side, and he throws it. It's complete. Watterson dives. Touchdown, Skyview. Watterson bobbled that, but he got control and then dove and hit that pylon. So from 3rd and goal on the 1, he punches it in. Skyview's got a little bit of breath of fresh air a little bit as they get into the end zone, 23-9.
Yeah, absolutely. Had to have it. It had to happen on that possession too, John. Just the way the game is starting to play out with Uluave taking control of this game. Huge play by Watterson. Nice pass by Zollinger to get it in there for the touchdown. Now Automatic Erickson out for the extra point.
Snap back, kick is on the way, and it is good. His 181st all-time in his career. He's still in 4th place all-time. We're going to step aside for 30 seconds. It's 23-10. Mountain Ridge with 21 seconds here in the 3rd.
Thank you for voting Adams Wealth Advisors the gold winner for Best Financial Planner in the Best of Northern Utah competition. Understanding your family, jobs, and goals is how Adams Wealth Advisors will continue to earn your trust.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit adamswealthadvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today. Please see adamswealthadvisors.com for more information on these recent awards.
Welcome back to Skyview High School, 23-10 after the 1-yard reception to Watterson from Zollinger. Mountain Ridge leads with 22 seconds on the clock. Erickson teeing the ball up. Mountain Ridge kind of scooting a few guys up for an onside kick. They've got 2 guys back to receive the ball. They're standing inside the 5. Erickson, wind is a little breezy, but not too much. As he kicks it to the south, it's up in the air. It's going to be a returnable. No, it goes into the end zone about 6 yards. It kind of died and was coming down. It wasn't as high as his normal kick, so looked like it was returnable for a second there, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I think, well, even the returner started running up on it, John, and then he's like, oh no, that's actually over my head. Well, defense has got to get another stop, right? They got to make another stop. They got to force a punt. They got to do something here that keeps it going, because, I mean, you're right back in this game. It's now a 13-point game. It's a 2-possession game, right? 2 possessions, you can take the lead.
So Helm comes out. Keeney in the backfield on his left hip. Sends the tight end in motion to the right side. Fakes the handoff. He's throwing deep. He's got a man. It's picked off. Davis Hall. Davis Hall read it like a book. He knew where the receiver was going, and just like you said, Rex, they needed a turnover. The defense got it. That could be our bread and butter, Old Gristmill bread and butter play of the game, is Davis Hall with the interception, and the Skyview Bobcats with momentum there.
Yeah, and okay, so Mountain Ridge put up 33 to come back and win last week. Skyview's absolutely capable of putting up 13 going into this 4th quarter. I mean, there's 15 seconds left. Obviously, they're going to run a play, but I mean, hey, this is not something that can't be done. And John, check this out. Number 1, Reed Wild checking back into the game for Skyview.
3 receivers to the left on the right hash for Skyview from the 47 of Mountain Ridge. The offensive line telling the crowd to calm down because they were making noise. They need to hear the count. Zollinger moves wild to the left side. Kimball Jackson looking back. The back judge starting to count for the delay of game. Zollinger gets a snap. He's going to get it out to Reed Wild. Wild upfield to the 45. And then he's knocked down near the 40. And the clock continues to run. That should be the last play of the quarter. From the 47 to the 41, a 6-yard pass play. And we'll take a minute break. So at the end of 3 quarters, it's 23 for Mountain Ridge, 10 for Skyview. We'll be back for the start of the 4th quarter right after this.
Picnic lunch, business lunch. There's nothing better or more satisfying than the lunch special at Old Grist Mill. It's lunch the way Mother Nature intended. All natural bread, the perfect amount of meat, veggies to your liking. And then it only gets better with your choice of a fresh baked cookie, chips, and drink. You know what we're talking about, that famous Old Grist Mill lunch special. Get your made-to-order special at the South Logan, and now Smithville locations. Old Grist Mill, here for you.
Welcome back to Bobcat Stadium. Into the 3rd quarter there, just getting ready for the start of the 4th. Skyview will have the ball. To start this quarter, Skyview trails 23-10. Then they just got the interception by Davis Hall, had a 6-yard pass play, to Reed Wild on first down, a little swing pass. 2nd down and 4 now from the Mountain Ridge 41. Ball's on the left hash. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Running back on the left hip of Zollinger. Takes a snap. He's going to pitch it on a reverse to Watterson. To the 40. He gets upfield. That was the first play. They've faked the handoff, and Watterson came from the slot from the right side to the left, and they just pitched it back to him.
Yeah, it's a nice time to get kind of fancy and get a nice gain there to bring up a 3rd and 1.
3-yard gain on that reverse. So it brings up 3rd and 1, 23-10. Skyview trails, they go quick. Ooh. And they get upfield. I think they got the first down.
That was some power football there out of the Bobcats.
So from the 38, they get upfield to the 34, a 4-yard rush for the first down on 3rd and 1.
Yeah, give Izzy Torres some credit. 79 Dax to Heck. I think that was Dax.
1st and 10 Skyview. 2 receivers to the right. The ball's still on the left hash. 2 to the left for Zollinger on 1st and 10 at the 34 of Mountain Ridge. Skyview trails 23-10. Watterson comes in motion. Fake the handoff to him. Zollinger back to pass. He has a man wide open. Touchdown! Was that Wild? Reed Wild right down the seam. He was wide open. Touchdown Skyview! From the 34-yard line, looking for flags. Oh, there is a penalty marker in the backfield.
Oh, no.
Does this one stay?
I didn't even see it because it's so close to the yellow line. Kason Matthews is upset right now.
They called holding.
Or Caden Matthews, excuse me.
Wow, so 34-yard touchdown is going to be off the board as they call holding. That was clear in the backfield. Matthews really upset with it, but they called the hold, and it was in the backfield, so it's a spot fouled. It's going to go way back on Skyview. Huge penalty.
The big thing is you can't let that demoralize you. Now it's first down and it's just forever. First down in Preston, but you gotta chip away at this yardage.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The ball's on that left side to hold on Skyview. 11 minutes here in the 4th quarter, 23-10 Mountain Ridge. They just took 6 off the board. On the hold, Zollinger rolls right. He's going to throw. It is incomplete, and if it is caught, it's going to be a short gain.
See what they call that. I think they're calling it a catch.
So right at midfield, so it's only a 3-yard catch.
Yeah, that's not what I mean by slowly chip at it. I mean, you gotta get like some 6-7 yard increments out of that.
Well, they rolled the pocket right and just on a comeback route. That 34-yard Reed Wild was wide open down the seam. So 2nd and long from midfield. Zollinger has 3 receivers to the left side of the field, the west. The ball's on the right hash. Clock is down to 10:20 in the game. Zollinger has it. He throws the swing pass to Wild. He bounces off a tackle, gets upfield and right back to the line of scrimmage. He'll bring up 3rd and really long. No gain on that pass play.
Man, you got to wonder what happened on that touchdown play, right? Because there was a couple guys for Skyview just streaking down the middle of the field with no one in coverage. Huge miscommunication by Mountain Ridge, and they end up getting bailed out on a holding call.
Tough call. Rigby's going to come in off the sideline.
I like this. I like bringing Rigby in, especially over to that far sideline.
So the scoreboard says 3rd and 26. The ball's at midfield. They got to get up to the 24-yard line. Skyview trails 23-10. Zollinger in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. He's going to roll out to that right side. He throws back to the left side. He's got a man complete to the 30. Nice move. He's still on his feet. It's Wild to the 20, 15, 10. Oh, inside the 10. He's caught from behind. And is there a penalty marker this time? There is another penalty marker.
Oh, my goodness.
At the 40, and it's an ineligible downfield.
Oh, my gosh. 2 gigantic plays taken back by penalties.
So it is a point of emphasis. An ineligible receiver downfield as Wild caught it, got upfield. That negates a big play from the 50 all the way down inside the 10 as the coaching staff is really getting after the Skyview offensive lineman. This one's going to come all the way back. It's only a 5-yard penalty. He'll take it back to the 45 of Skyview. So Skyview, 2 big plays, got the crowd back into it, but they just keep shooting themselves in the foot. 3rd and 31 with 9:27 on the game clock left in the game. 23-10, Mountain Ridge. 3 receivers to the right. And the snap goes over Zollinger. Get it? He can't get on it. Mountain Ridge picks it up and runs, and they fumble it.
Sundstrom stripped it.
Sundstrom gets it. Skyview ball inside the 5.
Sundstrom stripped it. That's a change of possession,
It is.
John.
It'll be 1st and 10 Skyview inside their 5. It was 3rd and 31, but Skyview, they get a touchdown off the board. Then,
oh my goodness.
Then eligible receiver down the field. And then they have a snap that goes over their head. Unbelievable in Skyview.
We have to shout out Jackson Sundstrom, though, because Jackson Sundstrom just saved a touchdown. I mean, he what a heads-up play by Jackson Sundstrom. He strips the ball from the defender as he's marching towards the end zone. Huge play by Sundstrom.
I don't even know how to mark this on my chart. I don't know if it's a new
fumble that was recovered, and then a fumble.
The ball's on their own 3. Clock is down to 9:14.
And that's the biggest thing, is the clock is not their friend.
It's 1st and 10, though. Zollinger in shotgun. So it was 3rd and 31. The snap goes over his head. Zollinger couldn't cover it. Mountain Ridge recovered it, run for the end zone. Sundstrom stripped it and landed on it at the 3. Zollinger has it. He throws it quick to Watterson, complete, and he's leveled by Ulave.
Yeah, I was going to say, guess who?
Not shocking there.
Man, Uluave is making his own huddle highlight reel just in this one game.
So we'll give him from the 3 out to the 8. I believe that's 5-yard pass play. So 2nd down, and we'll say 2nd down and 6. It was probably only 4 yards. Zollinger in shotgun on 2nd down. He's back to pass from his own end zone. He lets it fly. It's out there. 2 flags. There's a roughing the passer and then a pass interference.
Yep.
So you're going to get the roughing the passer as Zollinger was cut in half. So the Bobcats are going to get a 1st down as there's 2 penalty markers on the field.
Yeah, huge bailout there for the Bobcats as Zollinger takes that shot. And I love how he just stood in that pocket. Zollinger knew he was going to take a shot, right? But he wanted to give his teammate a chance to make a play on that ball.
So 8:36 on the clock, 23-10, Mountain Ridge with the lead, 15 yards. Roughing the passer will get Skyview from the shadow of their own end zone out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. So craziness the last minute and a half of this game. 2 receivers to each side. Ball is in the middle of the hashes. 1st down for Zollinger. He's back to pass. The rush is on. They set up the screen. It's complete to Watterson. He's got the Jets. Wild breaking tackles. Still on his feet across the 35.
Oh,
and
my
a late
goodness.
flag.
That was a bit of a flop, too.
So the referee's buying into the flopping. Mountain Ridge is flopping out on the field.
I mean, Torres came over and bumped him, but it wasn't enough to decleat him like that.
So the big gain for Skyview goes across the 35 to the 37, and then it will be marched back. We'll see the call, but I believe it's going to go against Skyview. Let's see. Well, we got to wait for the referee to decide what he's going to call. So there it is. They're going to call a crackback block. So 8:26. It's 23-10. So Skyview has the big play from the 22 out across to the 36. It was a 14-yard pass play that will count, and then it goes back. So 1st and 10. Ball is placed at the 22-yard line. 8:23, clock moving. 23-10, Skyview trails. Zollinger back to pass, empty backfield. He throws, he's got a man out there. Picked off! It's picked off by number 6. I can't see, Rex, who that is.
Xander Herrera.
Herrera with the interception.
Yeah, a bit of a wheel route there out of Watterson, and Zollinger put the ball in a good spot if Herrera's not there. If Herrera's not there, that's a nice pitch and catch, but Herrera drops back into coverage, goes and plays center field and picks that thing off.
Mountain Ridge shuts the door on Skyview right there with 8:13 on the clock. Great defensive play by Herrera, and Mountain Ridge takes over at the Skyview 46-yard line. So a pretty crazy sequence of events the last 2 minutes, but it's Mountain Ridge
really
ball.
was.
23-10, they lead, and they hand it off to Kinney, I believe, and he's tackled for a short gain of 2 to the 44. The game was getting a little bit chippy, so we'll see if it continues that way as Mountain Ridge hurries that pace up. Clock under 8 minutes. They lead. Helm in shotgun, takes a snap, hand off to Kinney, and a flag comes out, and they blow it dead.
Yeah, false
start on the receiver on the outside, I believe, on that far side of the field. So they tried to hurry, and it will cost them 5 yards from the 44 back to the 49.
Yeah, and that's going to bring Uluave into the game.
Well, then we decline. 5-yard false start. I'm just kidding. Uluave, it's fun to watch him. You just wish he was on your team.
Yeah, special talent out there, absolutely.
He's definitely playing in a couple of years D1 ball. So 2nd down and 13. Ball at the 49 of Skyview for Helm. He takes the shotgun snap. He's back to pass. Pocket breaks down. Skyview's in there, and he's still on his feet. He breaks away. He throws it at the last second. Incomplete, I believe, out of bounds. No, he caught it. He got a foot down. Great job on the sideline to come back and help out your quarterback.
Wow.
It should have been a sack, and they get the 5 yards right back to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, huge play by the senior wide receiver, Colin Sublette, for Mountain Ridge, coming back and, like you said, John, just bailing his quarterback out. And what a way to fight, too.
For Helm,
by Helm.
So 3 receivers left, 3rd down and 8 for Helm and Mountain Ridge. They lead 23-10. Back to pass, Helm. He's going to throw. Now the pocket breaks down. He's got a lot of room to run. He's going to run out to the left side. He's got the 1st down and more to the 30, 25 as he dives forward to the 25. So on the quarterback keeper, so from the 44, gets all the way down to the 25. A 19-yard run on 3rd and 8 gives them the 1st down. So again, Skyview just can. They hurry it up, and they snap it and get it up there, and they get it quickly to the 25 to the 24, a 1-yard gain. I was going to say that
was so fast.
Skyview just can't get them off on 3rd downs. They
No,
can't get off the field just
they
like
can't.
last week. Clock continues to run under 7 minutes. 23-10, Mountain View with the ball and the lead. Now they slow it down, look to the sideline on 2nd and 9.
Which makes more sense, right? With a lead and the other team's got some momentum, you want to slow it down.
So Helm back to pass. He's in shotgun. 3 receivers in a bunch formation on the right. Now they send empty backfield. The blitz is on up the middle. Helm runs. That's intentional grounding. And there's the flag as he tried to save the sack. Helm threw it, and
Helm's not moving.
That's not good. What? Helm's not moving at all. Hopefully, oh gosh, I hate to see this. That's terrible. I hope, oh no. As he threw the ball, he went to the turf. Hopefully
he took a shot. I think it was Spackman that was in there with him, but
well, we'll just step aside. So 23-10 is the score. 6:24 on the clock. As the Helm is still down, we're going to take a break and be back right after this.
This has weathered the storms of change. Your employees have adapted to work from, well, anywhere. And you deserve an office technology partner that helps make your hybrid office the very best it can be. You deserve the latest laptops and desktops, the very best printers and copiers, the most robust network. You've gotten back to business. Now get back to greatness with Les Olson Company. Find out more at lesolson.com.
Les Olson Company.
The Karen Nielsen Guild Mortgage Team will help you find the loan to fit your life. Guild Mortgage offers hundreds of loan products for a wide variety of borrowers, including first-time home buyers, military families, and rural residents. Guild Mortgage also offers many state, county, and city housing programs that provide down payment assistance. At Guild, they work hard to deliver what matters most to you with a loan that fits your life. Call 435-294-2480 or Google Karen at Guild Mortgage. NMLS 3274 and 80226, Equal Housing Lender.
At Cache Valley Auto Care, you'll find all the expertise you need to take care of your car, from advanced diagnostics and major repairs to oil changes, tires, brakes, and maintenance. You can count on Cache Valley Auto Care to tell you what needs fixing now and what stuff can wait. So whether your check engine light just went on or it's time for an oil change, now is the time to head over to Cache Valley Auto Care. Because when your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care, behind Home Depot on 200 East, 1175 North.
Welcome back to Skyview. 23-10 Mountain Ridge leads, but that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is, was Helm okay? He's up and walking with some help. It will still be intentional grounding. The only thing that we can think of, Rex, we don't have replay or anything, is that possibly when he was going to the turf as he was getting tackled, that his head hit the turf and knocked him out because he wasn't moving. But the important thing is he's walking off. Hopefully he's okay for the rest of their season. You hate to see that in a game with 6:24 left in the game. 3rd and 31, Mountain Ridge leads. The ball on the intentional grounding goes back to the 46. It's just a handoff to Ulave, and he's knocked down at the 43, so he gained 3 yards. It will be a 4th and long.
Checking in at quarterback for the Sentinels is number 18. That's Rylan Balser. I don't suspect we'll see Helm back in this game.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Helm the rest of the game. Hopefully he's okay for the rest of the season, though.
It was just scary the way that he wasn't moving. That's the scary part.
Yep, and thankfully he was able to at least walk off with some help. So
I've been told that Uluave has had a punt carry 68 yards in the air before.
Well, he's back to punt. He's standing at his own 43 on 4th and 26. Skyview is standing to return the punt at their own 6, and there's a penalty flag for delay of game as the clock stopped at 5:32. The back judge called delay of game.
So, and I honestly think they're fine with that. I think he's got plenty of leg to kick this thing, so they'll deal with it.
Well, they mark it back from the 44 to the 49. Snap is back. Ulave at his own 35 got it up in the air. It's a high one. And Davis Hall lets it bounce into the 5, the 4, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. That was almost not a touchback. That was a great save. I don't know if it was Kenny Kinney or who that was, but he got down there on special teams and about saved that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Give him credit. He about saved it, but it rolled into the end zone. He tried to stop it at the 1.
So last possession, Skyview did everything right and everything wrong. There was really no kind of middle ground there. It was like we saw the best of the best and the worst of the worst on that last drive, so now we'll see how they respond this time.
Zollinger from his own 20, 1st and 10. Mountain Ridge leads 23-10. Zollinger in shotgun. Now they look to the sideline. He's got 2 receivers to each side. Skyview scored a touchdown last time to Reed Wild on a big pass play, but it was called back for a holding penalty. Now Wild goes back to the left hip of Zollinger. Zollinger back to pass. He's got time. Now it breaks down. Now he rolls out to the right. He throws across the middle. It's picked off at midfield. He saw Rigby trying to make a play happen, but it's picked off easily by the safety out there. That's Brimage, DeMarco Brimage.
Yeah, and you have to try to push the envelope, right? You have to try to push the ball downfield, but I mean, you don't have to get it all in one play either. So,
well, Zollinger just trying to make it happen.
Yeah,
couldn't get it there. So we expect the backup quarterback Mason Walker to come back out. Is that who it was, or?
No, it's number 18. It's Rylan Balser.
Okay, Balser is out there. 5:15 on the clock. Mountain Ridge with the lead, 23-10. He's in shotgun at midfield at the 50. Snap back. They hand it off. He's got some room to the outside, and he's got big gain to the right hash up to the 37-yard line. A lineman down in the backfield for Mountain Ridge. So
he's holding his knee.
Curtis Kazir, the trainer for the home team, is out there as well as Mountain Ridge. Curtis Kazir just making sure everyone is okay, see if they need some help as he limps off the field, their big lineman. But a big carry from the 50 up to the 37, 13-yard. Is that, let's see, 10? Yeah, 13-yard rush.
I have no capability of doing math right now, John. I'm just I'm always going to be impressed by you.
5:08 on the clock remaining in the game. Clock will run and
that's really the enemy now, right? If you lose Helm earlier in the game, Skyview's got a lot better chance, but at this point the clock is absolutely the enemy now.
Yeah, 23-10, under 5 minutes to play. Skyview looks like they might go to 2-2 in the preseason before heading into region play versus Bear River next week. Two receivers bunched out to the way far side of the field. Blitz is on. They hand it off up the middle, and Kenny Kinney is still on his feet. He's to the 25, the 20. He breaks outside to the 15. He's going to the 10, and he's knocked down right before the 10-yard line. I think they're going to mark it at the 12. So from the 37 down to the 12, a 25-yard gain there.
Yeah, this running back combination is just lethal for Mountain Ridge. That's why they're undefeated in 6A football here. They're 3-0, and man, you totally get it once you watch them in person, John.
Well, the thing that's amazing is Mountain Ridge was picked 4th in their region behind Harriman, who we already saw. And this Mountain Ridge team is more explosive than Harriman by leaps and bounds, in my opinion.
Right.
So shotgun formation again. Clock continues to run under 4 minutes. 23-10 Mountain Ridge. Now a penalty marker comes out by the linesman. Before the play, I believe it will be false start on Mountain Ridge. So both teams have had touchdowns called back by penalty in this game. Skyview, though, they had the 23-10. They got the interception. They score a touchdown that would have cut the lead to 23-16 Regs, pending the extra point, but holding called it back. They had some momentum going there at the start of the fourth quarter. So first and 15, back at the 17-yard line of Skyview. Mountain Ridge is letting the clock roll. Quarterback looking for the back judge to start counting. Now he sends to the tight side, the right side, and then they hand off to Kenny Kinney, and he is tackled in the backfield for a loss. Back to the 18-yard line, and now a timeout. Skyview with 3:28. We'll take a 30-second break and be back. It's Mountain Ridge 23, Skyview 10.
This is the season to stock up on oil and filters. It's the Fall Napa Gold Filter Sale at all 5 Cache Valley Napa Auto Parts stores. Napa Synthetic Blend Oil, $1.99 a quart. Seafoam Fuel Additive, $5.99 a can. Napa 15W40, $9.99 a gallon. Chevron Delo 15W40, $11.99 a gallon. These specials and a whole lot more during the Napa Gold Filter Sale, now through September 15th at your 5 locally owned Preston to Providence Napa Auto Parts stores.
Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
Welcome back to Skyview High School. Mountain Ridge 23, Skyview 10. Coach Howell just used the timeout with 3:28 left in the game. 2nd and 17 for Mountain Ridge at the Skyview 19-yard line. So in shotgun, the quarterback sends a man in motion left to right, and he's back to pass. No, he's going to hand off to Ululave, and he's brought down. Another loss of 1 back to the 20.
Yep, defense answering the call there. We do have a Bobcat who's limping off the field, though. That's number 66, Kendrick Summers.
So 3rd down and 18 from the 20-yard line of Skyview. Got to get down to the 2 for a first down, but the clock is the enemy of Skyview. As 3 minutes are showing on the clock left in the game. 23-10 Mountain Ridge. They have the ball at the Skyview 20. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers outside. Send a couple guys in to the right side. Now they hand it off in the backfield. He's tripped up and knocked down. And a timeout. That's
Carson
Ululave.
Dunkley. Nice tackle for a loss.
So Skyview uses their 2nd timeout. It'll be another loss back to the 23, a loss of 3. So bring up 4th down. We'll keep it here. We'll try to get some score updates. Stay tuned for our post-game show. We'll have our McDonald's player of the game. Your local McDonald's is hiring. Flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, plus other perks. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com today. They bring you these scores. And we'll have an announcement of the player of the game coming up in our post-game show. Ridgeline leading Woods Cross 35-6 on the road at the end of 3. Green Canyon final. They beat Morgan 24-21 on the road. They're 4-0 on the season. Highland of Idaho up in Pocatello leads Logan 44-6 with 8 minutes left in the game. 14-6 for Box Elder with 7:40 in the game over Mountain Crest. And those scores brought to you by McDonald's. So a 4th down here. Their kicker, it's definitely in his range. He's kicked a long of 47 this season. The ball just next to the right hash, but we'll see if they're going to...
Yeah, they got him out there.
So he's lining up for a 40-yarder from the right side. The line of scrimmage is the 23. They're lining up at the 30, so it'll be a 40-yarder from the right side. Snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is on the way, it looks good, and it is good, right down the middle, and he has plenty of leg to extend the lead with 2:39 in the game. 26-10, a 40-yard field goal for Mountain Ridge as they extend their lead. 26-10, and if you're Skyview, what could have been Rex? Because again, they could have brought it to 1 possession.
Oh, it just felt like the momentum was fully shifting to Skyview, right? I mean, even before the touchdown that got negated to Reed Wild, it just felt like everything was going to start going Skyview's way, and then not to be.
Yeah, the interception by Hall, he read the play perfectly on the double move and picked it off, and then they had that strike to Wild right down the seam for the touchdown, but they had a holding penalty, so it negated the touchdown. It would have brought it to 23-17. Instead, it was off the board, and then it just went backwards for the Bobcats. 26-10, Mountain Ridge leads with 2:39 left in the game. Kick is away, and it is returnable. Wow, they let him. Watterson from the zone end zone. He brings it out, still on his feet near the 20. I'm surprised the official let him. That had to. He was 1 yard in the end zone when he caught that. So Skyview has it. I guess they benefit, I guess. He got back to the 20. I don't know. I mean, some time goes off the clock, but at this point it doesn't matter. 2:32 left in the game. Skyview will start region play at home. This is the first of 3 games at home. They will face Bear River to start region play. 26-10, Mountain Ridge leads with 2:32. Empty backfield for Zollinger. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left on the left hash. Zollinger back to pass. He throws. It's complete to Sundstrom, who gets out of bounds for a short gain up to the 22, maybe 23. We'll see where he stepped out. Well, they actually marked it at the 19, so he actually got up to the 22, so 3 yards.
So touchdown, 2-point conversion. Onside kick, touchdown, 2-point conversion, tie game.
2:28, 2nd and 7, empty backfield again for Zollinger. He throws incomplete. He tried to hit Watterson. Wouldn't have been much of a gain there unless Watterson made something happen, because there was some sentinels all over him. Incomplete.
Yeah, I would like to see Zollinger get that timing down a little better with the wide receivers. I feel like there's just something just a little bit off in his timing.
So empty backfield again, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 3rd and 7, back at their own 22. Zollinger back to pass. They're only rushing 3. He steps up in the pocket and he's sacked.
Still
with only a 3-man rush, Zollinger felt the pressure and got sacked back at the 15. And
I mean,
that's
if
just
you
the way
can
it's
rush 3 and get a sack on the play, life is easy for you.
Yep, the sack, a 7-yard loss, and Skyview 4th and 7 going for it. It's not 4th and 7, it's 4th and long. Reed Wild comes out late. So 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Zollinger rolls out to the right side, throws back to the left. He's hit as he throws, and it flutters to the ground. He was trying to hit Sundstrom, but that will do it. Turnover on downs back at the 15 with 1:49 left.
Man, Zollinger has stood in there and took some shots today.
So turnover on downs, and Mountain Ridge will take over in Skyview territory with 1:49 left to play. They lead 26-10 and will stay undefeated and move to 4-0. Skyview will drop to 2-2. And I'm interested to see how Mountain Ridge does the rest of their season in their region, because they were picked behind Bingham and Harriman, and
I don't think they should have been.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, they've got the athletes, they've got the size, and they've got the big play capability. This is a well-coached team, and they're having success in their 3rd year as a program. Handoff up the middle to Kinney, and he is knocked down, but not after he gains up to 6 yards on 1st down.
We'll give 65 Shez Hulse a little credit there for the tackle.
Clock continues to run down to 1:29. They got the ball. Looks like it's right at the 10. It'll be 2nd and 4. They're going to mark it at the 9. Clock will continue to run here for Mountain Ridge, as they're at the Skyview 9. Clock down to 1:06. They're going to let the clock tick down. The back judge is counting. And still counting for a delay game, and they believe they called the timeout with 58 seconds to stop the clock. So we'll keep it here. Again, stay tuned for our Old Gristmill bread and butter play of the game. We'll talk about that, and it's your chance to win 4 loaves of bread if you listen to the Full Court Press, a 2-hour sports show here on The Fan. Listen to Eric Franson, Ajay Salveson on Monday when they ask for the bread and butter play of the game. If you call in and can identify it when we announce it in the post game, when you call in on Monday, you can win 4 loaves of bread from the Old Gristmill. Also, McDonald's player of the game. We'll announce that as well, as they're a proud sponsor of Skyview Athletics. We thank you for listening on 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan. Also on 106.9thefan.com, or if you're video streaming on CashValleyDaily.com, your video experience is powered by Adams Wealth Advisors. So it's 2nd down and 4. They're in shotgun. They're going to run it with Kinney up the middle, and he is near the 5-yard line before he's knocked down. Clock will stop for a second to move the chains, but I guess it's inside the 5, so it's just to set the ball inside the 5 to the 4. So
interesting to see what Mountain Ridge wants to do here, John. I imagine they're going to run.
Well, they're going to
have to run one more play.
They have to run one more play because it started at 44 seconds.
I think you try to punch it in, too, if you're Mountain Ridge.
Well, I think you just take a knee.
Yeah, okay, they're
in victory formation.
I was curious if they were.
They just need to kneel down and show some sportsmanship is what they're going to do. And so they get the victory. They stay undefeated. There's some pushing and shoving at the end of the game. They're going to have to break that up. And they do. They get the Skyview player out of there as Mountain Ridge joins the field, and the coaches tell him to
I don't know.
get out.
That wasn't a great idea by Mountain Ridge to rush the field over there.
Well, they're just excited. They're undefeated.
Yeah,
you got to
absolutely.
realize they've only had 4 wins the first couple of years in their program as they split. So
They've
either
matched
way,
that total.
Yeah, the refs did that. So 26-10 is the final. Skyview on the losing end. They'll fall to 2-2 on the season. Mountain Ridge goes to 4-0. Skyview will face Bear River. So we're going to step aside with our post-game show, and when we come back, we'll talk more about this, have our McDonald's player of the game. We'll hope to hear from Coach Hal, and that's all coming up next. Thanks for listening to Skyview Football here on The Fan.
Jessup Insurance and Retirement Services.
Jessup Insurance has a local office with professionals that understand all the Medicare plans available to Utah and Idaho citizens. They simply make Medicare understandable at no additional cost. Call Jessup Insurance 435-213-3200 or Google Jessup Insurance.
Jessup Insurance and Retirement Services. Let us guide you.
It's battles in the supplies, but don't forget the haircut. The students at New Horizons Beauty College are trained in all the latest trends and techniques. Plus, New Horizons has great prices on the products to help you maintain that new look, like Redken, Matrix, Biolage, and Bricado. All services performed by students and closely supervised by licensed instructors. Oh, hey, they're also enrolling for fall classes right now. Create your own individuality at New Horizons Beauty College in Logan.
When it's important to make an impression, call on the Logo Shop. They specialize in designing and customizing your logo onto t-shirts, golf shirts, jackets, and hats. Your logo will look great on name brand apparel from Nike, Travis Mathew, OGIO, North Face, Under Armour, and Carhartt. The Logo Shop can put your logo on literally thousands of items: pens, water bottles, mugs, travel accessories, outdoor gear like Yeti coolers. Call on the Logo Shop and check out the possibilities.
The Logo Shop, logo stuff, the Logo Shop.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's are proud to support local high school athletics and wish all the local teams the best of luck this season. Your local McDonald's is hiring. Work for McDonald's and let McDonald's work for you. Enjoy flexible hours, tuition reimbursement for continuing education, plus meals and other perks. Management positions are available. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com today. That's careers.mcdonalds.com. Or apply in person. McDonald's and its franchisees are equal opportunity employers committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
If you're in the market for exterior building supplies, you should always go with a company you trust. Coldwater Stone and Tremonton, a division of Cast. That can be used on wall surfaces, walkways, and more. Coldwater Stone and Tremonton has quickly become the industry leader for natural stone products. Stop into the Tremonton facility or see samples at Castellite in Logan. More information at www.coldwaterstone.com.
Coldwater Stone, a natural choice for all your stone needs.
Your basement is flooded. Where are you going to find help right now? At ARS, we can take your call 24 hours a day, and when these disasters happen, we can have a flood team to your home within 30 minutes. We are also the insurance claim experts. When disaster overwhelms you, let ARS restore your peace of mind. Call 753-9600 or go to our website at arscleanup.com.
Thank you for voting Adams Wealth Advisors the gold winner for Best Financial Planner in the Best of Northern Utah Jobs and Goals is how Adams Wealth Advisors will continue to earn your trust.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit adamswealthadvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today. Please see adamswealthadvisors.com for more information on these recent awards.
Sack lunch, picnic lunch, business lunch. There's nothing better or more satisfying than the lunch special at Old Grist Mill. It's lunch the way Mother Nature intended. All natural bread, the perfect amount of meat, veggies to your liking. And then it only gets better with your choice of a fresh-baked cookie, chips, and drink. You know what we're talking about, that famous Old Grist Mill lunch special. Get your made-to-order special in and now Smithville locations. Old Grist Mill, here for you.
Your business is...
Welcome back to Skyview High School. It's a final, 26-10. Mountain Ridge over the Skyview Bobcats. We're joined in the booth with Coach Hal. And Coach, you come out on the losing end again, but I thought there was more fight tonight by your guys. What was your initial thoughts, I guess, on what you saw on the field?
You know, I felt like, we scrapped and fought a little bit. I thought we had some momentum there at the late in the third quarter, early fourth quarter, whenever that was. But when you have touchdowns called back, those are killers. I thought our defense fought and scrapped there at the end, but we make way too many mistakes in critical situations. So we got to find a way to get better.
First pick for you.
And then we get backed up, and then we have a field goal blocked. You got to come away with points right there. It's those extra opportunities, especially field position. You got to come away with points. We got to find a way to execute, and we're just not executing very well right now.
Well, Coach, we knew that this schedule in the preseason was going to be tough. As you mentioned in the pregame, these guys are big that you're playing against. You're heading into region play. You start off with Bear River. How do you turn things around this week to get the guys focused, to be more consistent on the football field?
Hard. We'll have a good game plan ready for them. A lot of that depends on the way that we react to this situation. It's tough, losing 2 games in a row. And so we that for a while. Well, and so we gotta help them react the right way, and so that's up to us as coaches, but certainly up to our leadership group to help us with that. Starts with our captains, our coaches, and then filters down from there. So we'll have a great game plan. We'll get them ready to go, and then we'll go from there.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming up here and spending some time with us. A great crowd again tonight here in Smithville.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just couldn't give them the victory.
Yeah, fans, and they do a great job supporting them, and we need to do a better job of executing when it matters and giving them something to cheer about.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. We'll see you next week versus Bear River.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
So, again, the Bobcats fall 26-10. And as Coach mentioned, the team isn't used to back-to-back losses. They're not used. The program's not. It's been since 2016. Back-to-back losses have happened for the Skyview Bobcats versus Roy and then Fremont back in 5A play. So John Newbold, Rex Davis here with you. Unfortunately, the Bobcats come on the short end there. 26-10 is the final. And things looked good for the Bobcats.
Yeah.
They won the coin toss. They deferred. They kick off the first play of the game for Mountain Ridge. They toss it up there, and it's intercepted by Jackson Sundstrom. But like he said, the Bobcats got down there. They got into field goal range, and it's partially blocked, and it comes up a couple yards shy. But not only that, but they set up for a closer field goal, but they have a 5-yard penalty because of a false start.
Which points right off the board, right? Because you put that kick 5 yards closer, Erickson punches that thing through.
Even with it being partially blocked.
Absolutely.
So you could have gone up 3-0, and like Coach mentioned, you've got to take advantage of the opportunities. And Rex, really, I think, even though Skyview started off 2-0, the problem with the Skyview Bobcats compared to past years is the consistency and the explosive plays. Those are the two things that jump out to me. Is Skyview's just not consistent enough, and like Coach Howell said just now, is that there's lots of mistakes that they're making, and the players have got to sure that up as they head into region play, because the first game against Bear River, because they're winless, you think Skyview on paper they should win that game at home. The next game is the big game that people have circled for a while now, because nobody's beaten Skyview. They've won the region championship 3 years in a row, and it's Ridgeline.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to go back to what you said about lack of explosive plays, John. Think back to last year. If I think explosive play, I think Ike Larson, right?
Yeah.
He's currently wearing Utah State Aggie gear. Previous to that, I think Mason Falslev. He's going to be playing basketball at the U, if I'm not mistaken.
Hopefully he transfers. I'm still banking on that.
So what I'm getting at, though, John, is those next level athletes were here. I don't know if Skyview has that next level athlete at this moment in time. So I think that's why those big explosive plays aren't happening. Sundstrom's beating his guy down the field over and over and over, but Zollinger's got to find a way to connect with him and get the ball to him to connect on those touchdowns, because a couple of those plays are wide open touchdowns if they're able to connect on that deep ball.
Well, our Old Grist Mill bread and butter play of the game, your chance to win 4 loaves of bread from the Old Grist Mill, is an interception. It's going to be the first play of the game as Mountain Ridge threw the pass, and it was picked off by Jackson Sundstrom on the first play of the game defensively. That will be our Old Grist Mill bread and butter play of the game. Muffins, scones, bagels, cheese bread, sweet rolls, baked fresh daily. Takeout, curbside pickup, and delivery are available at Old Grist Mill. That will be your bread and butter play of the game. Your opportunity to win those 4 loaves of bread. Listen to the Full Court Press on Monday between 4 and 6 when Eric Franson and Ajay Salveson ask for that. Our McDonald's player of the game, McDonald's. Visit your local McDonald's for pickup and drive-through. They are the sponsor of our player of the game, and we're going to give it to Reed Wild.
Yeah.
He was all over the field. He had a touchdown called back, unfortunately because of the holding, because that would have been an explosive play there that would have got Skyview back in to be down by only a touchdown. But we don't have the final stats, but he's all over the place. He was double-digit tackles the last 2 weeks. I'm sure he was there again this week.
Yeah, he was really close. I have him down for a sack as well tonight. I got him down for a tackle for a loss. He was just an impact player. I mean, we obviously were missing Adam, our stat guy, today, but really, it seemed like if there was a spark offensively for Skyview, it was coming from number 1. It was coming from Reed Wild, and he was just the guy that was making it happen offensively for the Bobcats.
So that's going to do it for us tonight. We appreciate you joining us online at CashValleyDaily.com, also on the Fan 106.9 FM and 1390 AM as well. So for Rex Davis, for myself, John Newbold, have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the Labor Day weekend. And again, Skyview falls to 2-2, but we'll be back for region play next week versus the Bear River Bears right here on the Fan. Have a great weekend, everybody.